Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you. Atia, good evening.
Good evening.
I hope it's a good evening for all of you. Sister Amma, good evening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning for some of you.
Yes.
It's morning for some of you. It's evening for some of us. There is shouting in the background for some of you. And the rest of you are in lovely, quiet places. Okay. I'm sorry. I am trying to listen in a noisy place. Auntie,
Yes.
good evening. I want to know what you've got for us today. What do you want us to do today?
So we're talking about excellence and the pursuit of it.
Excellence. That's a big word.
Yep.
I don't even know what that means. Auntie, please explain. What is excellence?
Excellence, well, it's doing something extraordinarily well. Like it's going above and beyond. Like I believe, that's my personal opinion, that if you're doing something, you set yourself to do something, you need to make sure that you are doing it well. You can't do things in a haphazard manner, or, as I say in Twi, biara.
Yeah, right. So if you are doing biara biara, you are not excellent.
No.
Hey, Auntie, this business of excellence is going to be difficult then, because some of us, we are biara biara people. Everything is biara biara.
Yeah, well, then, I mean, we choose our levels, right? You choose where you want to be. So it's all up to the individual.
Okay, now let me ask you, what's the problem with biara biara though? Why is it a problem?
It is a problem because you get stuck. You become like, there's nothing wrong with being average if that's where you want to be, but you find that you don't do things well. Your life does not go anywhere, and people can't trust you because you're not reliable. You can't, if they give you something to do, then they are asking you when the due date comes, oh, have you done it? Oh, this happened, oh, that happened. So many excuses.
Okay, so excuse giving is one of the reasons why lack of excellence is bad.
Yeah, well, you have to hold yourself to a certain standard. So you, as the individual, you decide that. But for me, in my opinion, if you ask me to do something, I'm not going to sit there and not do it properly. Like, even if my supervisor asks me to do something and I think I've heard the instructions, I'm good with it. Then as I'm doing it, I realize that, oh, I know what she said, I've written it down, but something jogs my mind, and I clarify again. And I'm not going to sit and say that, oh, if I go and ask again, she might think that, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or there's something wrong. No, you want to do it well. So you need to make sure the instructions that you are following are the right ones that you heard.
Right. Auntie, are you hitting some really high notes there? So listen, if you are going to be excellent, then you don't assume, right?
No.
You clarify.
Yes.
You ask until you are clear. Is that what you say?
Yes.
Auntie, but some of us, we are shy.
And you have to get out of your shyness.
How?
Especially if you are living in some of the environments that we are living in, because they don't function that way. People are not afraid to say, hey, I don't know this.
Oh,
There's a lady I know, like she always say, oh, I don't know this. I just found this out. They are honest. They'll tell you that, oh, I just learned this new trick. Wow, And because they are prepared to be vulnerable, they put themselves out there.
that's the word. But
Auntie,
those of us from
the word is
villages,
honest. They are
Yes.
honest, that's it.
honest.
That's true.
Mm.
That's true. But Sister Amma, let me ask you. I don't know about your village, but me, in my village, we have pride. Don't you people have pride?
I don't know much about my village too. I'm sorry, but I can be very apologetic on this one.
But me, in my village, we have pride. That's one I know. You want me from my village to come and tell people I don't know? What's wrong with you?
But it's
You
a
want people to
mindset that
think I
we
don't
have.
know?
Yeah, we have pride in the wrong things.
Thank you.
Please
In the
explain.
very wrong things.
Explain,
But
because I
I
don't
would say
understand.
I would say it's a fake pride because
Hey,
if you don't know something and you're too proud to ask, I mean, what are you proud of? Of being ignorant,
uh,
you know?
ooh, when you ask it that way, it's a tough question, right?
Well,
Hey,
Mhm.
well, and it comes back to priorities. Do you want to learn or you want to seem like you know? You know?
we look. I don't care what you say. I just don't want to look stupid. Is that wrong?
Um.
It's a fear.
Well, that's
We have replaced
Ah,
we have replaced pride with fear.
Amma, you've changed my word. I prefer pride. Okay.
Well, okay, let me put it this way,
because
Amma.
we don't want to seem like we don't know, and yet we do
Mhm.
not know. I mean,
And
if
there's a
we
lack
ask,
Oh,
of willingness to learn.
yes, well,
oh,
it's the fake
you women
life.
are hitting some. Oh, fake life.
Yeah, fake life because you
Oh.
want to seem like you know when you do not know. You know,
See, you
you're
people don't
proud.
understand. Let me explain to you.
Yeah,
Those of us who came from the village, we only just arrived, okay? We know you people from the town, you look down on us.
already.
And we don't want you to look down on us again. So definitely
Sister
we want
Amma,
to look
Sister
like we
Amma,
know.
Sister Amma, when you
Yes,
come
sis.
back from when you come from the village to town,
Yeah.
beginning you want to know around you before you picture you want people to know you. So that keeps you quiet. I haven't been to the village to be back, but what I've noticed is people from the village coming to town are more. They will. You see them this timid, this shy. They don't want to talk until you
Mm.
finally maybe push it out from them. So
Oh no,
I've
no, no, no,
noticed
no.
that they are
We are
just
different
coming in
people
and
from
they
the
don't
village.
know.
No, 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 no. We are two people, two different types of people from the village. Listen, there are the village champions and there are the village other people. The ones you are
The village
describing are the village
champions,
other people.
once they get that, they are displaying their championship. They are way different
That's the
from those
thing.
that will wait
It's
and
me. I'm a village
observe.
champion. Listen, in my village, I know everything. And then I've arrived in your city, and you want me to say I don't know. What is this? This is alien to me. I know we are joking with this one, but I
And
wanted
even
to.
it's not only the people from the village, even this pride
Yes,
thing, yeah. Even
But you
so,
know, people say that people from the village is just a concept, but
yeah,
it's unexposed people who
yes,
have this. It's called fool's pride, isn't it?
yeah,
There's nothing to really be proud of. You
yes,
just hang on to thin air and decide to be proud of thin air. It's fool's pride. And it's for people who are unexposed.
right,
The funny thing I've come to know is the more you learn, the more comfortable you are in telling people
yeah.
you don't know.
yes,
The more you know, the more you realize that you don't know. But the people who don't know anything, they are the ones who don't know that they don't know.
Yes, yes. If you're not voicing out, how are you going to know that this thing, if I say it, it will be wrong? So you said it
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
It's
The more you know,
more or less.
the more you are willing to admit you don't know. The less
Yes,
you know, the more you don't want people to know you don't know.
yes,
And so the less willing you are to admit you don't know.
For
Yes.
And
sure.
it's very strange, very sad, very weird. But it's one of the things I wanted to hit because it's something which is quite rampant amongst us.
Yes.
When you meet people who've lived in these Western communities for a long time, they are willing to say, "Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I don't know where that is. Can you give me directions? Can you tell me about it, please? I don't know." But if you meet Johnny Just Come, and Johnny Just Come doesn't want anybody to know he just came, and
Johnny
Johnny
just come.
receives
The new
direction,
word.
yeah, you didn't know. Oh,
This
it's
woman.
actually a term. It's called the JJC.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ama, you didn't know about a JJC? Really? Yeah, Johnny Just
Johnny,
Come.
I'm learning from you.
Johnny just arrived. And no, Johnny just come. Johnny just arrived. And Johnny wants to blend in. Johnny wants to fit in. Johnny doesn't want anybody to know his
I need to get
secret.
a book. I need to get a book
Just
and be
for me.
recording your words now. Probably.
You deserve 3 or 4 books just for me and my weird sayings. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
Johnny just come. Johnny only just arrived. And Johnny, well, Johnny is not going to admit to not knowing anything. Johnny wants people to think he knows. And so if you dare to expose Johnny, he's going to scratch your eyeballs out. And this Johnny of ours will never ask you for directions because when he asks you, you will know he doesn't know, right?
Right.
So Johnny will set out. Johnny will try and figure things out. Of course, Johnny will not know where he's going. So what should have been a 5-minute trip is going to be a 3-hour trip. And
but
the
Amma,
more
that's most men. They don't like to ask for directions, and then you are busy getting
ouch,
lost with them.
Thinking about
ouch, Auntie, ouch.
I remember our world without GPS. How I used to drive without GPS. Up to date, I'm
Auntie, I
asking how
want
I
to
made it to this far without GPS.
Auntie, I want to say, hey,
Mhm.
Auntie, I want to
No idea, never no.
Auntie, I want to But you know, when somebody says these things, people just get irritated. People feel riled. But it's the truth, okay? It's the truth. And sometimes we have to deal with some of these truths so that we can make progress. If we don't tackle the truth, we could not make progress. And we need to make progress. We can't continue the way we are. It's not working. So, in that scenario we were describing, this guy wants to get to a place. If he would admit that he didn't know where he was going, you would have given him the directions and it would have saved him an hour or 2 of running around needlessly. He doesn't want you to know he doesn't know the place. Of course, he's not going to tell you. So, yeah, he carries on as if he does. He goes around and he wastes a lot of valuable time. And then eventually he doesn't know where he's going. The truth is going to come out anyway. That's the funny thing. There is no way you will hide this from somebody. People will always know you didn't know. It would have been much better if you told them that you didn't know. So, Auntie yeah, this excellence of ours. Let me go to Sister. Yeah, she reads beautifully. Sister, yeah, can you read the first 2 paragraphs for us from Auntie Ya's pickings? And let's see if we can learn about this excellence you people are talking about, because for me it's alien. I don't know what you people are on about. But anyway, let's see. Let's see.
Okay, so we're on excellence and the pursuit of it.
Okay.
I saw an interesting sight on my way to work the other morning. On my train ride, I happened to see a man riding on a bicycle on a trail along the tracks. A man riding a bike is quite an ordinary sight. However, what is different about this particular bike rider was that he had his arms folded behind him as he twisted and turned on his path to his destination, wherever that was. He was not holding onto the handlebars. This is what captured my attention. My thought was that this man had mastered the art of riding that bike without using the handlebars, probably after much practice. I am not a bicycle rider. Really?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not.
getting one, Auntie. Yeah, it's so fun.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
So, okay. So this was amazing to me. He did it with such dexterity, which gives me the idea to write about excellence and the pursuit of it. Right now, we live in a highly competitive world with a lot of people vying for the few opportunities out there. For you to stand out and capture attention, you must be outstanding.
Oof.
Mediocrity, apathy, laziness will not take us to the corridors of power. Proverbs 22:29 says, "Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men." Bezalel and Aholiab were commissioned by Moses to build the sanctuary of God because of their skill. We as a people need to change our mindsets and strive for excellence in everything we do. Daniel stood out in a foreign land. That is why it was said of him that an excellent spirit dwelt in him. Daniel 6:3, and so did Joseph. Okay.
Auntie, yeah, you want to draw blood? My good God.
Always.
My good God. You know what is actually interesting? And some people are going to kill me for this, but I'm about to say it anyway. Have you also noticed that in the Bible and in most of our readings, excellence does not happen where you grew up?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, it's true.
Wow.
Ooh, excellence doesn't
Wow.
happen in your hometown.
Yeah.
No, a prophet is not acceptable in their own hometown.
Ooh, okay, I've said it. So let's discuss. Sister Amma, let me come to you. Is this something you had realized before?
No, but now that you mentioned it, I would say yes, because excellence is it's a perfection. And before you get perfect, meaning you have to gradually. So it will never start from where it never happens starting, but as you are progressing along the way, if I can put it that way.
Sister, yeah, when
So
you were reading, yeah, let me come to you for your thoughts, Sister, yeah.
Okay. Oh, my thoughts.
Yes. On this, so excellence doesn't happen in your hometown.
Okay.
That statement.
Just when you said it, because
Yeah.
it has never occurred to me, like it doesn't happen in your hometown. But just when you said it, it's
ring a
true,
bell.
because excellence doesn't happen when you're comfortable. And
That's the word.
your hometown, you're comfortable with your hometown and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
You're used to it. So yeah, I agree with that. And yes, it does make a lot of sense. You have to go through a lot to be excellent. You have to change a lot, learn a lot of different things. So in your hometown, it cannot happen. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that's a very interesting concept. I hope that's
Yeah.
one which challenges a lot of people's thoughts. Because in fact, until somebody drew my attention to it, it's not something I would have accepted. I would have bitten your head off if you said it. But when you actually take your time and you look at it, if you look in the Bible, if you look in almost all the religious books, if you even apply the book of common sense, you look at chapter 1, verse 1, you will see that even in the book of common sense, chapter 1, verse 1, there is always somebody who has to leave their home. There is always somebody who goes to a foreign land. They get uncomfortable. They need to innovate to survive. And in that need to innovate to survive, a few people are able to excel. And it's the ones who excel that we read about, the ones who excel that we talk about. We need to look at those attributes. And it's a huge credit to those of us who've traveled from our motherlands and we've come to these foreign lands. And we are step one towards excellence, according to this, right, Antia?
Yeah, let me throw in something I heard yesterday. I was watching a video clip yesterday. I forget what the title was, but I heard the late Dr. Miles Monroe's voice, and I may not be quoting it exactly how he said it, but something about convention. Like convention is not the friend of creativity. That's how I'll put it. And
Absolutely.
convention meaning that the status quo. And so
Yes,
what he says is that culture, something about culture of the societies we come from don't help us because we want everybody to stay the same. So when you try to be different, then they pull you back in. So it fits.
but that's the whole idea of your hometown. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the whole idea of your hometown, because in your hometown, nobody rocks the boat. Everybody wants it to be the same. We have standards and we stick to it. We are poor people, so we stay in our poor lane. We know you, we are like you. We don't want you to change anything because we've known you since the day we were born. No, we are not about to accept the new you because it's radical, it's weird.
You
No.
said no.
Yes,
Sister
ma'am.
You are the one that said diwulemu.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And these things,
Well,
they are fine balances to be had, okay?
Right.
yeah.
You don't want to deviate too far from there, but it doesn't mean that you don't go and explore. And it's a funny thing. People give all sorts of advice, and you have to look at the advice. You will have to review and evaluate the advice for value independently to apply. Because, yes, you don't want to deviate too far from your lane, but you also don't want to stay just in your lane. It has to be a very fine balance indeed. So,
Well, look at Noah. Noah was a laughing stock, right?
yeah.
When he was trying to build the ark.
Oh, but of course, he was crazy.
You can't be different.
Yeah.
No, but he was crazy.
He was mocked, he was laughed at, everything.
Because he was crazy. And in fact, usually, the times when I have done exceptional things are the times when I have been crazy out of necessity. When necessity has really pushed me to either sink or swim, I have discovered that I'm actually an Olympic swimmer. And until something forced me to swim, I told you I don't swim. I'm a black woman. I don't swim. I don't like water. But when you find yourself in the water, even a black woman will
It's the
have to
same
swim,
thing,
right?
Amma.
Yeah.
To swim.
I'm a black
No,
woman.
from here
I'm
running away
African.
from a bike.
Well, yeah,
I didn't.
listen.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
just a
running
black
away
woman.
from a
Ride by
bike.
force.
I come from a different age group than you guys, and for me, these are some of the things, right? See, I wasn't laughing when you said you don't swim, but you are laughing gleefully because I don't ride a bike. It's the truth.
No.
So
I'm
if we don't,
laughing because
if
it's
we
not
don't
just
allow
your
people
age.
to be honest, that's why some of these lies do happen, right? We
No,
were
but
saying that.
yeah.
Well,
Even
let me
our
just
age,
finish
we
it.
don't ride bikes. That's
don't
why I was
believe
laughing.
you.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't believe you. We did. I did.
I'm just saying that these are some of the dynamics that we have, right? That
Yeah.
people, it's our own insecurities too sometimes, but generally, how do you come out when we are mocking people? We mock and we laugh, but if you tell somebody from this culture something about you that, oh, really? Oh, maybe I could help you with that or something. They'll say something, oh, it's fun. Maybe we should go do this. Let's go try it. And they'll egg you on till you try it. And you go, oh, okay, it's not so bad after all. And then you also take it on as a pastime, and there you've grown a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So,
No,
But you
Auntie,
see,
Auntie,
go.
if it is just laugh, if it's just, oh, I don't know, and then they will just laugh and go, then that is very fine.
yeah.
But it's what is the saying that comes after the laughter that is how they will put it, how they
The
will, the
psychos.
expression of everything that comes with it, make it more harder.
Yeah, it's just the
But
negativity.
we are hitting some very important notes. Listen, sometimes even the laughter is also not interpreted accurately. So, for example, in this particular scenario, I was laughing because I was about to tell Antia, people who are the next generation, my age, still don't ride bikes because our mom still told us that we will get hurt. Girls don't ride bikes.
Well,
It's still
how many people could afford bikes anyway?
Actually,
precisely.
Told me that you could break your virginity if you rode too
much. On a bike. I've heard that one too.
Yeah.
I've heard it too.
No,
and that's why I was laughing.
But that is actually true because when you as a beginner learning, you feel the pain down there if you're a woman. But that shouldn't stop you from biking. That's
But you see, what was a funny laugh because I was about to say, Auntie, it's not just you, even the young ones can ride a bike. But sometimes when something comes up, you hear the laugh and automatically some of the insecurities we have also rise to the surface. So instead of actually listening to what the person is about to say, your little demons also come and they begin to tell you things, and we assume these are all things that we need to tackle in our community because it's there a lot. Yeah. It is an awful. I don't know. I put out a video this morning. I don't know if you ladies have seen it. I was telling you the story about my childhood and the painful experiences I had, being the very dark one in my family and being the very odd one who looked like a boy because I looked like my dad, being the one who was different all the time. And when I put the video out, a lot of my friends were sending me messages. You idiot, we thought you were so cool as a kid.
Oh.
So do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, it
They
was
saw you
because
differently.
they saw me different and they thought I was very cool.
Yeah.
And they they thought I was very cool. I did not feel cool. I felt very ugly. I felt weird. I felt very different.
Ladies.
And I was excited for them. Yes, sis.
Yeah, has to go.
I have to go.
Oh, happy birthday, Sister Dear.
Thank
I
you.
hope somebody has
See you tomorrow.
excitement up their sleeve. See you tomorrow, sis.
It's a weekend. You keep enjoying. Send me some cake.
Please, please send me photos. I want to see at least photos of cake. Thank you so much for joining.
Amma,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
you just said, right? I write about it in my second book,
Okay.
the Beauty of a Woman's Heart. And I think, I forget what I titled it, but it said Rejection, My Story. And I write about some of these things, right? Just the things that you go through, what people say, because like we'll say something. I always say we haven't created a human being before, but we'll say something about a person and make them feel so not like they are nothing. And yet, by the words that we put out, we don't know what we've inflicted. Some of these pains last with people for a lifetime. Like for me, I'll tell you something. If I tell you some of the things that people told me, and then I came into this environment where people speak the truth. When you say this, oh, now they are brothel. No, the truth is the truth. They are very honest. They'll tell you, oh, hey, like, boys would look down on you because you are tall. And I go, oh, maybe they liked you and they were short.
Yeah.
But here, height is, you're tall. You're a nice height. Oh, boy, you're beautiful. And yet, meanwhile, people like to tell you that, oh, look at you, look at your head, look at this, look at like all kinds of things. So, yeah, we are far from excellence, I suppose.
I always put it that over here, there is possibility in everything they see.
Yes.
And they see possibility in everything, no matter how ugly you find the things to be. They will access that thing and see something beauty from that thing. And those are the areas we lacked. Sister Amma is here saying he was called because he was dark, looked like daddy. And if I did not join your discussion group and was talking about how I was being mocked because I'm light skinned, I have freckles on my face, I wouldn't have believed that even when you are black, you were mocked.
Are you
I
kidding?
thought it was only me that was being mocked because of my complexion. So you see how different it is?
Yeah. And some of these things too, Amma, some of these things have led to the self-hatred that we have. It was surprising to me lately to hear that even people they are visiting this thing on their children, like little children are being bleached.
Yes.
Because of some of these things.
Yes.
We hate ourselves.
And here is the case: when you're little and you have that same light skin, they will find a way to something to say about you.
Because we will always find something different to attack.
Yes. Instead of us to try and see something beautiful on everything, we always have and it's only the negativities is what we see. We don't see anything good. And why is that so?
I'm about to give
you
you the
it
answer.
always be the negativities?
It
the
is
psyche,
very simple.
The psyche.
No, it's simple. You can't give what you don't have, Amma. You cannot give what you don't have.
Then we're in trouble as a nation.
Yes, you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot empower when you are not empowered. You cannot guide somebody when you don't see. The blind leading the blind is a recipe for disaster. And that's the actual answer. Listen, I am struggling being different. So obviously, when I see you being different, I am also going to give you a tough time. Because, that's what we do when something's different, right? That's what we do. We attack things that are different. So, Sister Amma, it's very interesting. Who was actually attacking your beautiful light skin?
Everybody around me did. I'm saying today, I am proud to say I have a beautiful, like I said, I have a beautiful neck. Have you seen it? I've gained weight with 2 kids and my body hasn't been back to it. But this neck, I was made to hide it. Like I have to do like this because all I hear is when ting ting, ting ting. Oh, that was all I heard. And then I go to school and they are, what is all this on your face? What is this?
Oh.
So how would you? I said I was mean. To protect me, I became so mean. I
But of
became
course,
so rude.
because that's how you survive, isn't it? So this excellence thing, you actually can only be excellent when you get comfortable in your skin. Is that right, Antia?
Yes. And if you have a role model or somebody, like somebody's paved the way before, you have something to look up to. It influences how you do life.
Right. So again, we've reaffirmed the same thing. You cannot give what you don't have. When you've seen better, you can do better.
You do better, yeah.
Yes.
When you know better, you can do better. Until you know better, you do the same, same old, right? And that's where we find ourselves in the rut. Somebody has to shine the light onto what is weird so that we might know that it's weird and we might attack it with gusto. Antia, who is going to start this process of excellence? Please explain.
You are the one who has to start it because
Which
I'm
one?
like,
Me?
yeah, I can come and talk to you or talk at you, whichever way you want it. But you have to want to make that change. I can give you advice, but if you don't start, like Amma, you advise a lot of people. So how many people really take those steps? Those who want to, I need to do this, and they'll come and say, oh, they'll come and talk to you, and so maybe do this for her. You say, call here, do this. There's this resource here, go use it. A week later, you are calling the person. What have you done? Oh, nothing. My busy. Oh, this was going on. Yeah, I couldn't do it. My phone was not even working for a few days. And then there might be
Yeah.
somebody that you'll call back and they'll say, so what have you done since we talked? Oh, I did this and they told me this. I did that and they said this. The next thing on my list is to go that way and look at that situation. And you go, okay, carry on. So it's just how people receive and want to make
But
that
that's a
change.
concern. Antia, that's a concern because listen, until you know why you need to do something, it's difficult for you to prioritize and do it, right?
Hello, Ajua.
Hey, there she is, there she is, there she
Giddy,
is.
giddy, giddy.
There she is.
Hey,
We're ready to order one.
Sister Love.
sorry, I'm late.
Atika. No, you are
Yeah.
not late. You are good. You're
Ajay,
good.
before
We're
you
just
came,
getting.
these women, they're
There's
confusing
no
me.
say.
The women are confusing me, so let me tell you their problem. Listen, you know I'm from Bripro, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm not from Bripro East, not from Bripro West. I am from Bripro Central, okay?
Yes.
The middle of it, the thick of it. These
Uh-huh.
women want me to be excellent. Don't even know what they think. I don't even know what they're trying to describe this excellent.
Oh.
I am very excellent at insulting. Is that excellent, Adia?
Oh, but being excellent, me feel say in free baby you free because it is a baby you free no, and know you're part of I know you're part of your identity, but you don't have to stay there. So as you get to certain age now, and you know it, and I know it, and I know you pulling legs right now, that you can change your mindset at any point in your life.
She's saying some of it.
And I wasn't even here.
As I'm very interesting, because this whole issue of excellence, as I'm telling you, me where I come from, insulting women, we are excellent at it. That's excellent, Abby. Auntie, is that not excellence?
Is that how high you can go?
You made her laugh because she knows.
That is where you are coming from. So when you change to where you are going, you should be saying nice words, kind words to replace the insult. Then you'll be on the process of being excellent or pursuing to excellence.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But nobody has taught her how to say those nice things.
That's the thing.
How does she learn?
Oh,
And
I mean, like we have informal and formal education, right?
Mhm,
And
yeah.
as of right now, social media has broadened, and you best believe everything, anything that we think of in our mind, every thought that we have, you go to Google and you put it. Sometimes, Google itself will give you something closest to what you are searching for. If you don't find the exact thing you're looking for, it gives you something closer. So all you need to do is take time to read through it. But we also have another second condition. There are some people who do not know how to read. So if you don't know how to read on YouTube, they have certain things that we look for and we need in our life in audio. So you can also search for certain things put in audio, so you don't have to like stress yourself. We also have some people who lack of understanding with English, because like there are some English words now. People, when you say it now, they think it's an insult, but it's not an insult because their understanding is very limited. They see that as insult. That's why some people, when they listen to other people speaking of the truth in English, you have someone who is really limited emotionally. They lack of emotional intelligence. They will come and start insulting because they don't really understand what you're saying. So instead of simply just asking questions like, okay, I'm sorry, Sister Yatobra, when you said X, Y, and Z, what do you mean about that? They don't know how to ask that question. So their thing is like they will start insulting. And people who are intelligent, right? They will look at this person like, what is this person talking about? I mean, she's not insulting anyone, but you over there sweating and making a case of something that is so baseless, right? So sometimes also language can also be a barrier for some people who comes from different tribes, different places, country, whatsoever. I mean, if I go to Paris right now, I'll be lost because I cannot speak French. The only thing I know how to speak in French is bonjour, bonsoir, good morning, good evening, right?
Good night.
What's your name? Je m'appelle Emilia. My name is Emilia. Or Adwa Odo, right? And then goodbye, au revoir. I know that. I know the basic, some of the basic. I don't know nothing else. I can't even ask the person where can I find a mall. That would be a certain condition for me. So in order for me to figure that out, I have to get a map, right? Get a map and study the map, and also go to an authority. I cannot go to a civilian person and ask the person direction. How do I know that person is a rapist? How do I know that person is not a good person? So sometimes we place ourselves in situation because we do not want to make any initiative in learning different things to empower ourselves. Empowerment, when we talk about empowerment, informal education and formal education empower us to be able to know things and be able to interact with people that we don't have anything in common with. So it's like language barrier is a big issue. And I think that when people do not have any proof proof of something that they arguing over, or to share their thoughts, the only thing they resort into is insult, because that's what they understand better.
I want to make a comment about something Adjoa just said, like, the language barrier and that. But you see, in these places in which we live, there are lots of resources available for you to break that barrier. But
That's
that
right.
might comes to a question of that pride we were talking of before.
Oh,
We are too
yes.
proud to go and access those services. So you
Yeah.
find people who've lived here forever and ever, and then they can't even communicate. Like you yourself, how do you feel? How do you feel? Because I've seen examples where Abrofo where I come they are very quick um to I don't know how to phrase it, like to equate a language barrier with stupidity. If you are standing
Oh,
around
yes.
and they are speaking with a foreigner, and then you shake your head, you feel so bad because that person is being treated a certain way because there's a language barrier.
That's
So
Yeah.
right.
if I were in that position, not and if something like that ever happened to me, that will even push me quickly to go do something about it. Because even still, there's a library. There's many people have advised that you go to the library, you have little children, ABCD books, no,
Yeah, you
simple
can learn
sentence
that.
that you also take it and you are reading it and you are constructing in your head. But by a certain point, you see that you are a bit ahead. But
That's right.
because of the pride, we can't ask for help.
Yeah.
Oh, can you teach me? Oh, I want to learn this. I see you know a bit about it. Ajodo, can you help me?
Yeah.
Somebody sent me an audio, and that's why I was quiet for a while. I was listening. And this is what the person says. So, Adjoa, before you came, we
Yeah.
established that one of the first things that needed to happen in pursuit of excellence was
Yeah.
departure from your hometown, departure from your comfort zone,
Mhm.
departure from where everybody knows you. And so the person says, well, we've come to Abrochire. I'm a see about Abrochire. See a bedroom head near piano. Auntie, yeah. Answer.
When you
Auntie,
be,
yeah.
I don't know.
Let's what
I
about
should
Abrochire.
answer. Well, if you've come to a new place, you see, this is how I expressed it in the past, or I've said before that I came to a different environment. I looked around me. I picked the good values from here. And then I looked at where I came from. I looked at the bad values. I threw those away. I kept the good ones. And then I mixed the two. And that's how I live my life. So you as a person, you have to ask yourself some questions. Are you still that same person who came from over there and you are now here and you are still the same? You are still running around in the same groups. Like we've said it before on some of these book chats that there are people that they don't associate with anybody except from their own people. So how do you expand your horizons if you are stuck? I told a big runner the way we behave when we see our bro. There are people like us,
No
and
crack.
inferiority complex until they are so superior. So no, they are human beings just like you. They tell you their peace of mind, you tell them yours. Respect is mutual.
Very interesting places you are going to. So this person says, we've come to Abrochire. And because we've come to Abrochire, we have arrived. And it's funny, when you come to Abrochire, many people are caught in this rut. They think that because they've come to Abrochire alone means that they suddenly know. You hear that on social media. Yeah, Abrochire for the come on. So Abrochire no by hen wako. Again,
Sister Amma, you going to start controversial, eh?
and then I'm here to draw blood. I'm telling you. Abrochire no by hen wako.
Well, Amma,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
when we get reading, we get to the next paragraph, there'll be more blood there too. So yeah.
Okay, Auntie, and now that you've mentioned it, please go there for me. Let's read.
Okay. I think I will take the next paragraph.
Yes,
Mhm.
please.
There are people today. Okay. This is page 35, and I'm reading the third one, two, three. So I'm reading the third paragraph.
Yes, ma'am.
There, there are people today who have traveled abroad for better opportunities, yet behave the same way they did when they were in their mother
Ooh.
in their motherland. showing up late to functions, work, church, and so on, and think it's funny or cute. If we are a royal priesthood, a chosen generation, his own special people, second, First Peter 2 verse 9. Why is it that mediocrity, lackluster, lukewarmness is written all over us? We are not called to be set apart. What message are we passing on to the next, to the younger generation?
We are staying in our comfort zone. What's wrong with that message?
No, we are not.
Sister,
No, we are not.
staying
Yes,
in our
ma'am.
comfort zone, that prevent us from learning anything new or seizing on any other big opportunities, right? Um, you have some people who travel abroad and they're comfortable in their comfort zone and they say their eyes have shine, right? But yet they don't know much. I mean, you can have someone who has lived in abroad for, hey, somebody have their something else on.
No?
Okay.
Can you can't
I'm
hear
not
any
able,
feedback?
I'm
Can you?
hearing myself. I hear echo.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you have this person, some people live in abroad for over 25 years and they still have the same mentality. But yeah, when you're speaking to other people, they put themselves with the intelligent people, like listen to the abroad people. It's not every abroad person who has that knowledge, right? They haven't acquired any knowledge. They are limited, but yet they mix themselves with other others who had acquired something, who
Oh,
has
they're echoing.
changed their ways and means. So
Is it echoing?
sometimes it's
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
It could be me.
It's
So
hard
let me
for
go.
you to like differentiate
I'll be back.
who knows what and who does not know what. And for me, frankly, sometimes what I think about is that people who tends to like use abroad people all the time, they lack of a lot of things because they want to associate themselves. Because everybody knows you speaking from abroad. Why must you have to bring in we abroad people? Which one? Which abroad person? Because that itself tells me that
Mhm.
you lack of emotional intelligence. Because the fact that you have to establish yourself and let people know, say you are abroad, My friend, Mrs. Tabinia, by my own point,
Adwo.
from the same area, the local area, you still there. So people who speak with us abroad people, please cut it out. It's not attractive.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's village speaking.
sister, be
Yes.
careful because we will work very hard to come to this abroad, okay?
I
This
said
is our
that
time.
we work hard to come to abroad, but you don't have to identify that if you are in abroad, you are in abroad. So why should you have to say that to identify or you associate yourself with those who have acquired knowledge? You
But
know,
Sister Joa, I think it's not necessarily the arbitrary people that were saying here arbitrary, but uh, once you have been here and you go back home, people you already have the name tag Wakwa.
thank you.
And the question here is, once once you get home, I don't know about others, but I can confirm it that once you go back home, that you see a whole lot of things negatively,
That's right.
things that you would have been doing with them. You see yourself you see everything so differently. So once you want to voice it out, the answer to you is, oh, mudi abrochre for dear.
Which is
So
which is a stigma. Like
well, so I'm trying to say it's not necessarily the people of Abrochre that said it, but you have gone and you have come back and you don't see things as they see it anymore. So you have been tagged Abrochre for dear already. So it has made you also believe that, yeah, Abrochre for that is the name given to you. So you have accepted it. So I'm trying to say here, the name Abrochefo wasn't from the Abrochefo, but it was our home people who ended up giving us the name Abrochefo. And it came simply because you do not see things the same way with them name anymore, or don't want to be agree with them the same way.
And you definitely right. It started from home, but we people do not need to accept that, because that's being it's like a name tag, right? Being labeled. And when you are labeled, no, how do you change that setting? You have to educate people. Being in abroad, it doesn't make me any different from you. I have acquired a lot of different things, but I am still the person that you have known. I'm doing things differently. What are some of the things that you yourself can learn to feel differently? But don't tag me and say me approach people, because I feel for me personally, people who say that because someone has said that to me, and I have to speak to the person. I was like, when you say things in that manner now, it's an insult, because what are you trying to tell me? Me approach people, what is that? Because I learned something different. My eyes has been shined on certain areas, and things that you're doing that will not bring any beneficial thing in your life. And I'm saying it now. You can't just go and say you are broche people. What do
Okay, let's throw a bomb here. Let me throw bombs.
Okay.
Today, I'm just here to throw bombs. Let me also say that when you first come to Abuchi and you come to see things for the first time, you go to Ghana, you can't shut up. Your mouth will talk about everything.
Like I said, you see everything so wrongly, Sister Amma. Just
When
as
you
I
first
said.
come, that's true. You will have everything to say.
Yes.
And then when you've been in this system for a while, and you actually begin to peel underneath the system, and you begin to experience the reality of the system as not perfect, and you begin to see frailties in this system, which are different from what is in Ghana, you find that when you go back after years, the longer you stay here, the less you have to say. Have you
Yes.
also noticed that?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. No, it's because you have learned to realize that you're saying what you are saying will not sink in with them. And that you have realized that no matter how you express yourself or trying to make them you understand will not go that way with them. So you ended up shutting up. That's all.
No, I think also, I've also, for me anyway, it's not that I've shut up, but when I first came, everything was rosy and everything back home was wrong.
Okay.
But as you realize how unrosy this place really is, as you begin to see that they also have problems, there are different problems from home,
Of course.
but there are problems here. And as you become
Everywhere.
exposed, you become less judgmental. And Tia, I
Yes.
don't. What about you? Is that something that resonates with you?
Well, it does in a way, right? Because you come here, it's true, like everything is different. And even though, like me, I've been here for many years, but the point about is that there's still things wrong back home. But
Yes.
I use wisdom when I want to talk about it, or I've come to the realization that sometimes people do not want to change. They
That
just want to be there and stay the way they are. And so it becomes a bone of contention, or it's like some inferiority. Sorry to put it this way, but that's some kind of inferiority complex that comes across, that we that are here, we think we are better than those of them over there. So a lot of people go from here to over there to, they say they get jobs, they want to go give the community or the society the benefit of the expertise and what have you. And because things move so slowly in that system, and of course, for some of these behaviors, so now you came from Abrochi, so what? This is how we've done things. So they get frustrated, they can't stay, and then they come back. We don't seem to be interested in pursuing any excellence in
Yes.
any form because of their mindset. Even this concept, pardon me to put it this way, of coming here and saying, oh, yeah, Abrochi for that, even, I think it's said with a poverty mindset. Because
thank
we
you.
come from over there, I'm better than you. A lot of people have that mentality.
Yes.
Meanwhile, some of us don't.
Okay.
Because for some of us, maybe we saw a lot of things even before we came here. Obo,
That's
hi,
true.
they've come here and now or they die in church and who I'd say, but I saw houses before I came here. So to me, it's not a big deal. I'm not asking you to come and respect me because of the house that I live in. It's a house. Nobody gets buried with their property. And when I say this, people laugh. What is this all about? Why are we all showing off and this and that? Just try to be a better person, be a decent human being, treat other people well. But we don't know that and we don't want to learn.
And that's also play into, like, you have the comparison, competing,
Mm-hmm.
copycats, and
Mm-hmm.
and also, like, not only that, some people, it's not everyone in at home. You have some people who associate their family members and friends in abroad as a bank, right? So it's
Yes.
like, when they put their brochure people tag and label on people in abroad, because they want to differentiate their struggles with your struggles. If you are in abroad, you come from abroad, you have the money to give, right? So I can come to you and tell you my struggles, and if I get money from you, I don't have to pay it back, right? We
Mm-hmm.
want free money, and there are some people who come and tell you the saddest story. I remember, like, when I first went back to Ghana, my first visit back to Ghana was 1998. And when I went there, because I left a teenager and I went there in my 20s, so when I got there,
Welcome, the beautiful you.
hello.
Hello, Pastor P.
And
Oh,
one of my mother's family, extended family member came, and this is somebody that I see as she will be a grandparent, right? Or a grand aunt. And I didn't really know her. I don't know her personally, but she came to visit me. And when she came to visit me, she told me all the family stories, how my mom is related to her and everything. But yet, I was born in Odan, but I was raised in Sopon. And then because my mom opened up Mankran So Hospital, so she was in charge of that. So we stayed in Sopon for a long time. And then we moved to a state to secondary school, which is now it's mixing. Before it was just boys school. That's where my father used to teach. So that's where that's where I was raised for up to age 10 and a half. So when I came to Oda, I didn't know much people, left alone extended family members. But this woman came and she sat there for like more than 2 hours telling me stories after stories. So afterwards, at the end of for everything that she told me, she said to me, she told me that she was leaving, and I was like, okay, may God be with you. And then she started talking again, the same story. And then she said again, she's leaving. I was like, thank you very much for visiting. May God
Opesika.
be with you. So it's like my younger sister crisscross step on my foot, but I know the reason why she's sitting there, because I have been educated, and I'm not going to give anybody money. I don't know what you bring in. I'm not putting money from my hands to you. So this woman said goodbye more than 5 times, and each time I said thank you, may God be with you.
Oh, Ajua. Mani bibi na jai di awchere.
So my younger sister got up, and we had a family friend. She passed away. May God rest her soul. She went to her room, and I guess, my sister asked me, I just put a number in her hands, and then she told the friend, and the friend went to her room and got some money and gave it to her. The minute this old woman got the money, she was gone. There was no more stories. So, and then when she left, my cousins, my younger sister, and the people that live in our family home, they all burst out laughing like I was on the floor, and they were like, "Oh, Emilia, you didn't know what she wanted." I was like, "I knew it, but I just didn't want to be bothered because I don't know this person. You may be related to my mother. I don't know you. So what does that have to do with me?
who knows you?
With you struggling, and you don't have money to buy this, and that's not my problem." You know, so it's like,
Adwa, why a brony? It's your problem.
that's what I was like in
So
my
you see, and when they call you a butcher for, you don't like it.
no, I don't like because it's just
Ajwa is not a beautiful. Ajwa is bug and yangle.
me na me catch you. And then years after, 2 years after, na me be a bug and young. Just I mean, more for na me if I'm in shape now. Why you call me bug and young? What's why I say preco na wujina honum? Like, what is that? So, ain't you know, sometimes you know people do things and say things now. But for me, you know, when I want to give someone something, I want to give it from my heart. I don't like it when people like, you know, asking for money from you. It's like desperation, and you pretend like, what if I wasn't there, how are you able to eat? You've been eating for, I mean, you haven't been starved. So it's like, I think some people, you know, they give you sad stories because they know how to get money from someone coming abroad. And we also have some family members who are capable of doing things, and we have families who have traveled abroad, and they go back home. The dishonesty, the lies. You know, some people work in the home care. They say they're nurses because home care and nurses, they wear the same uniform in America. I seen it. Somebody works in the home care and they go back home. They tell them, "Oh, I'm a nurse." You're not a freaking nurse. Stop lying to your family. And then you have people who are selling almost drugs or sister, we said you're buying it more than me. No, and so what? I don't give a thing about your feelings because my my sweaty snow be what I'm a driver, I'm a car to me come. I have a shovel in my trunk, my car trunk. Me car me to me see free care you no my be shovel snow and son of my now all this work I do no me ban me my titi me see come out. What do you mean?
You are hitting some points over there.
No,
Deep point. Let's take it. With him. When you have struck excellence, you also don't care what other people think.
That's
Oh,
right.
no.
When people ask you for money, you are confident enough to say, there be me nibi. And hear me. I want to say you have to be very, 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 very elevated to be able to say, hear me.
No correct.
And sana obi ebe judgment emfawo. And these guys at home also know these things anyway. We are not excellent yet. In the abrochireno, we are the bottom of the bottom.
That's
But when
right.
we go home, we want to go and elevate ourselves and pretend so we are at the elevated positions already, but we are not.
No correct.
And so these guys will come to you and say, Auntie Ya, me pay $1,000. Auntie Ya has also gone trying to elevate herself. So she can't now turn around and say she doesn't have $1,000.
yeah.
So has to
In the
borrow from.
picture, we have pictured, you have made that picture clear for everybody to know that Befia Bruchiraba. And with your Bruchiria, what do? You send money back home. So
Yeah.
of course, when you get home, what do they expect? You have
And
money
you
to
bring
give.
more money. And if you've actually started pursuing excellence, you begin to prioritize certain things. And
No correct.
appearance keeping a because you have better things to focus on. Your value comes from something other than
I'm a patcher. Let me say, I book appearance keeping now. I'm a kai a birthday party, Zoom, and all the food. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Obi ama party no so yebekwa kotaduane. Yeah, so people know we can buy food. But yeah, this is how irrational it gets. And it's as basic as the day you begin to want better for yourself, the day you begin to realize that you could be better. Some of these foolishness lose their value. You no longer do them. That some of these games you don't play. You are happy to be you because you are excellent enough in who you are.
that's
You
right.
don't need external appearances in order to elevate yourself further because where you really are, no, enough. Meaning, if
Oh,
you
yes.
try with it.
Yeah.
And sister,
Your opinion doesn't matter to me. Nope.
No,
sister,
tete no na minya nyɛ ɔhwee no, na me hia se mo nyina mo feel se mayo because na me nya no hwe say no amatimi aye bibi kakra no se mo pini so se mo mpini so emfa ho because me anka se menim se mayo enti ehu hia se me ba say nipa ko do you know who I am, do you know who I am, no they are using nobody.
Sister Ama,
Empty barrels.
why are we watching your avatar?
Because my avatar and ho effect.
Bam, 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 bam. But Sister Ama, hey, you take both steps, Paul. I love your dye hair. Like Charlie, when I saw you, I was like, this woman will make me a new. Yeah, that is awesome. I love it. I love it. And that speaks value.
My pressure of the hammer.
Yes, when you're I want this sister, ya to brand sister, I won't require mobile. Chiami nyaba swap and mashasi.
Yes, again, I
Well, Munya,
and I'm out because of that Jua baby. You know,
or my see why every day. But some I will count earlier, no?
Yeah.
What excellence, you know. I truly believe, and this is my personal opinion, and you all are welcome to also share your thoughts in this. I feel, say, many of us family who is abroad, you know, we have limited our family excellence back home because the fact that we send them money whenever they need it and not encouraging and motivate them to do something for themselves, you know, it limits them. The reason why a lot of our family members and people back home cannot establish for themselves because then we are making that so. You know, we tell some of them, okay, don't work. Every month I will send you money. People who work for their money, no, they misuse it. They don't take care of it because when I went to Ghana in my 20s, in my early 20s, in my mid 20s, and in my late 20s, you know, and then early 30s, you know, like what I observe, you know, there are so many youth, and you know, in between ages who spend majority of their nights at a bar, drinking alcohol, and then chasing tonga after tonga. You see, because the money being sent to them, no, instead of them using that capital to start a small business, you know, they know, say, my sister is in Abrochre, my mom is in Abrochre, my uncle is in Abrochre, auntie is in Abrochre. So they if I need something, I'll just go and ask and say I'm sick. Some people
let me say this. Somebody was saying somebody will get a girlfriend simply because he said my auntie is in abroad.
and they're telling the truth. So, and then some of us, you know, we don't even think far ahead. We don't use our emotional intelligence. What good are you doing for your family if you constantly sending them money every month? I understand your mom and your parents, they might be of age, so you have to take care of them. But you have some mothers and some fathers. Me, I'm so lucky. My family is here. My parents are here. They're the reason why we're here. All my sisters, brothers, we all here. Right? I have cousins back home. My cousins, I have majority of them, they're well educated. They're working for their own money. They don't call me and ask me for money. For me, if you ask me now, I will question you. I'll tell you, said this will be the first and the last. You're not getting any more. So if I send it to you, you need to use it productively because don't tell me what bro training no be na me discover. Ahomachi a wada kwa ye musa so ho te send e be frɛ wa ha with one. What is up with that? And you say, "Bia, like me stingy." No, I am a giver, but at the same time, when I do give you something, now you need to make something out of it because I'm working goddamn hard. So you're not going to make me your bank. If you want loan now, there are banks back home. Go and get loan because with that, you know, that will prompt you to work. And you know, this excellence, you know, we don't build our family back home to be excellent.
But are they willing to listen? You see, we've enabled them, so they are in a state of learned helplessness. Nobody wants to work. They don't want to do anything. Right. But you will now know that you are struggling. When you go there and you see them, they are well dressed and enjoying more than you.
Oh yeah.
So it's up to you, the person sending the money, to change your priorities.
Yeah, a big
Yeah, you just said it. You said lukewarmness is written all over us.
Yeah.
You just said it
Look at Pastor Patience. No prep. Some people pretend to be sick. My husband one time told somebody, if you are sick, continue to be sick. Or say, hey, brah, I don't know, now why are you going to say you sick? Eh? If you're not sick, you need money. And be truthful. Hey, I need some extra money to, start something. And then don't call me the next month and say, we are ready. Say, woo any. I mean, this lies and dishonesty, when did they start? And some of us living in abroad have made it so. You make it so easy for your family members and people around you to live a life of luxury, and you over here struggling, thinking about how you're going to pay your next month rent. Because in abroad, you can't pay your rent for 1 year. Hey, and it's not easy. The day I get paid in my account, look nice and good. Within 3 days, I don't know where the money gone.
Yep.
So we have to really learn to empower each other from back home and here. When you send your family money, I'm not saying don't send your family money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying instead we have to be strategic and we have to support them in a smart way. Not to promise them say every month would they did not some matter not kono sasa enu na be den ye pewonsa no adwuma kakra be ye. Work hard for your money. When they work hard for their money now, they're going to respect the little money you send them. I have a family member. He says he's really struggling, and I said this was like 10 years ago, and I said, oh, okay, let me bring you $100. He opens his mouth and said, what is $100 going to do? And I'm saying, my friend, it's going to pay my cell phone bill. It can also pay my house bill, and I can get money to buy gas in my car for that $100. It can do 3 things for me. So if it's not going to do something for you now, I beg, I'll go keep it. After I say, oh, Fabra, I'm so time now, my papa ne buy, it's gone. So I will keep the money, and I did not send the money because if it's not going to do nothing for you now, why should I send it to you?
They don't even value the help, They don't value you. You are just a tool to something they don't. They don't love you for you. They just love you for what you can do for them.
Ajua Krano, you've hit a few high notes I want to come back and unpick.
Thank you.
Well, I want to say when you go in pursuit of excellence, when you begin to climb towards excellence, mediocre is no longer acceptable. And until you facilitate other people also to strive to be better. You are not somebody who supports mediocrity. You don't support dependency, because you are beginning to push towards excellence. When you begin to push towards excellence, one casawo resources already have commitments anyway. It's unnecessary sika with the beba anymore. Money, better things to do. Yes, yaba. Tonga hima. Unya ni mapa wodi usika ya, wo mfa sika nkwaye nhwehwe ni mu ofie. So usika no enya ne pa ya, as long as waba brochire and you are only looking to pay your bills, ube we na sika ni biaka. It's only when you want to get better, person will save towards the mortgage. Yes, Auntie.
Kasa, listen to this story. Me mama or say yebusua penny bi. I don't know what the issue was, but say nipa we washe yedena share yimwa 2 years or sa he nsie no. Na no menene kasa some controversy bi o se conflict bi. Menene kasa asemesi ebe na year November ntimi kam tim say mama no no ofrefre no man am say woni baby me ni sika bia for that mo de buy so. And then there are some sisters who never even pay. They have every reason and every excuse. It's not a better yemi and also. And you, oh, now who said, oh yeah, but for me, yeah, me who's why you did? I'm saying, no, you can't come and visit me with that. In November, neighbor, you'll be hearing. But my point is that, yeah, oh yeah, Busia Penny, but what kind of interaction did I ever have with him?
Yeah.
We about Mimi issue.
But I wouldn't be able to be asked a question, no? Because auntie, I would should book. Cannot be published. Oh, a marketing for you that change. So they are waiting for you. Know this. It will be Canberra. You already have.
Hi, about boss lady pa.
Oh, just a minute, Tonga send me home. Eh. Yeah, call Holy Ama.
Attack
You
you.
have Sister Ado, you have other one with Tonga in addition.
Oh,
Come
this
on now.
That's why I love you. Tonga, I need you when you don't know almost almost and some pepper, almost crown or
What is the Tonga?
Hey, let's go back.
The delicious what? Whatever you said.
Yeah, Ama.
I will say I will address you Yaba in a minute. Just hold on. Now first, no. Now we need to do sikaya. And again, my yanka says we may see so first no. Now me na ma brochire na me ni hwidi me sikaya. Saa time na me na nyansa and every 6 months Mrs. Sabi phone. Okay. I wanted people to see, say I was it. Now me get 2 phones. And at that time, na adwuma be kra na be. Dey na me wo. But na me phones ni mienu. Me de kasa eni nyina we on contract. Na me de nenam. So them get 2 phones me to fia kete me get 2 phones. Na me de wiase. That time na me nyam hu wiase, me nyam hu nyansa. Me ni kunu decide say ye ware na ye bebo bra na ye disika beto down for a mortgage. And when I started having to knuckle down, and this is what I'm trying to say. So we were disposable income. No, we because you are still in the
wow.
The minute you get aspirational, the minute phone, second phone, you'll be in a car same job. Me and Casa me who says see save now me save sikai the better down payment na first phone and then I started changing my phone every year. And then I started changing my phone every 2 years. Then I went to changing my phone every 10 years. Because that time money was
10 years, Mama.
Of course. And
10 years. She's 1 year, 2 years, because the kind of one puppy. The point I'm trying to make, and it's very important for me because now what person will say you started in pursuit of excellence after one casa was sitting. So what that's who sika some phobia and actually say wunyam pushy boundary yet.
Yeah, Antia is saying we are still behaving the same way we are in our back homeland. So yeah.
Oh, and Tadia and neighbor for had yes, Antia.
I remember I said okay, let me see by my example. About first person na me young mister. Na me better make us every weekend be a jamming be koso. Those days no na nipa one tare or they call out ni niema. And no one tare or they call adwumem. Edu stage bi no entire no you can say we didn't care. Yeah, the kwa sorry, yeah, the kwa adwuma. What master say kra no na se wo ko Ghana fo sorry and ene oh change clothes na this that say kra na me ni Ghana fo sorry mo no nobody cares.
No,
that's right. Na no crap on me nam. Who say do a particular season na almost year end of season sales near identity me ko we clear so say hwan let me who atare bi nam so ya me fa atare no kwam koto no $29. So short, what is $29? Just say meant to talk to near by heart, but once a while no be take your fancy, you buy it. But who hear me be say, oh any that pressure, oh every Sunday I see a system no, not anymore.
Let me jump on that one. When you say it's a one panel. Remember how yaba almost every sa kasa wo hoyi aya wo t-shirt white back be and I say we Zuckerberg we gray back be a wish they don't change it.
I thought you said Zongo back.
Sorry, you said never brought Zongo back. Don't go back on over great be a washer. Our white be a washer. Our signature attire beer. They don't care.
My favorite.
No about pimpiness be. Not the belt be area, so not in the phone. I said Bill Gates pen and neck in the year 2020. Or what I did what the belt more than the phone ship. Let's say phone work with an iPhone. Because iPhone will belt him and I'm a boy.
No crack, no crack, I'm not one.
Now, if Bill Gates, with everything he has, is willing, so we'll make it a phone to through a body and a now we're here, Zongo Bag, no, she any great teacher to back in the Charlie what they know in them. Now, what they better to me and Mahu, no who me, Mako Primark. More winning Primark and meaning baby I'm over baby I'm over winning the cheapest of them.
You all know it. It's all over.
The cotton Papuano Crazy leather asset and
Walmart.
Walmart to crowd and him and see I'm a show Walmart to come. If I know you come out, there be no Walmart and where Walmart. Open up cotton Papuano, leather no it is said that dear. We shall need a real one now. Cotton Pabuena de Namwa, Fefe Sham, but 20 minutes. Me a man mean if no, men not me feel say as a semi pot contact different ones from one who say Yame. Nipano in here no one Casano. They've taken their mind beyond Saniamano.
That's right.
They don't worry about whether we were when they say was some zongo bag, more when they say was a white t-shirt to crowd.
I say, Yanni, a baby can, one what I
I don't say
2 weeks ago, one chest Atariano.
They be a mocha and TI, zongo baggy and funny home. Because zongo will internet so mube hunu the net worth, mube hunu a boa.
Yeah.
So he has no point to prove. They don't even put any effort in trying to prove any point. Rising above and near maybe and no na and my you feel say as a see maybe the drink beyond the excellence no it me starts a process of excellence no and near maybe and share that important sir and near maybe the value.
But says your chrome by your chrome your society your committee now, right? What do they do well about? They do well with Hongkonsa, gossiping, lies.
Until Castle don't go back in the chrome, you need a fan and funny home.
Say what the Hongkonsa, who didn't Hong Kong and fan they are miserable, right? They don't have a sense of direction. They don't have any goal, realistic goal in their life. They focus on other people. I mean, say who abrabobia who why should other people why should you care about other people's movement? Any nipa tadia washe nipa just say I don't understand. It's like the dysfunctionalness, the toxic, the unhealthiness. Many of people in our community society, they focus on that more. Some people spend so many years time in their relationship and marriages and focus on the petty things that will not add to their life, and then they struggle.
Other one, they are focusing on that part, but they are not seeing any good side of it. They are only seeing the negative side of it. That is the painful part.
That's the attraction. They don't learn nothing from it, so they will continue to struggle and suffer. Because it's this time at me. This time I'm saying holy ama, but no size. What you want to know say you obey a first say oba was say hear me they say they won't hear me because we're put to certain things in place now. She's comfortable financially. So if you see something like this, that's a winning yansan would team so be first time. Maybe I could yes, Kebia or webinar, no near the association and you maybe a won't pay success in your life. And how should that be my problem? Then they say negativity attracts. It's true because many people we seek for other people's downfall. So and so when we talk about community now, community is a huge importance in every society. And when you think of unity now,
The 5 last word in community is unity.
Woo-hoo!
Many people do not even recognize that. It says unity.
That's a deep one. I
Unity.
hadn't thought of that.
Unite. We need to build each other up. That's how we become a community. But we spend time breaking each other, limiting other people, talking foolishness and nonsense about things that are unimportant, focusing on petty stuff. You know, it's just ridiculous. And sometimes you know, you go to social media. Sometimes someone will share something that will come in your way, and you listen to maybe 2 minutes or 2 seconds of it. You'll be like, my goodness, in this modern days, 21st century, this is still going on.
Yes.
Eh?
The shock of it, Adjoa.
You spoke earlier during when I was doing the program. Some women, they help men oppress women.
Right. Yeah.
Just because of what? You can't grow your mind.
No, just because we need somebody to be lower than we are, so we don't feel.
Oh, sister, it's very bad. Oh, you for we need counseling.
I even want to talk about what effect is this having on the last sentence, and what messages are we passing on to the younger generation. And you know, those of us who are involved in these negative behaviors, sitting on Facebook, insulting each other, even if we are not, are gossiping this and that, how focused are we on our children, helping them to better their lives? Because when you come, also you are in Abotri and you are telling everybody you are in Abotri. Meanwhile, you are not doing anything, you are not pursuing excellence. You go and do whatever it is that you do, and you come home, oh, me bedi me fufu, and then your children, maybe you are not paying attention to them, they are in rags, you are not pushing them. Where are your children going to end up? The same place you are. You are in a society, especially when you may be in a place, you know, we've heard about this, there's some language barriers in some of these countries. Because you don't speak the language, you are not able to you are not able to you are not able to
Instagram,
you are not able to you know, encourage them to be better. And you know, then they are also in that same low ranks of the society, because because you are not interested in pursuing excellence. No, you don't even have time to follow up on your children in the school system. They have no support, they have nobody to advocate for them, so they get labeled and what have you. So this pursuit of excellence, it has far-reaching implications. And so we, the adults, we don't realize it. And I always go back to the fact of, oh, I'll live in this 2x4 Totopuabi with all these kids crammed in there, but I'll send my money to Ghana to go and build a home that can be your funeral home in future. Some people, even they go back and their family members have appropriated.
Mansion is what they build back.
Yes. Meanwhile, your children are living in poverty. You know, the best thing you can do as a parent is to help your child to become independent so they can stand on their own 2 feet. But we've missed the mark on some of these areas.
We prefer people telling us, hey, asimesi we hone car, rather than say, hey, asimesi we hone
material things.
We prefer people say, hey, asimesi we hone fieno, rather than asimesi we hone we hone baby awako do.
Amajo, my husband is from the Kwao area. So when we go there, then his brother takes us up the mountain and we see these big houses. Oh, wait, oh, say, wewu. Oh, wait, say, wewu. Oh, say, wewu. And these are not small mansions. So just imagine, what is the point?
Mediocrity is the point.
Yeah, come on. And simply to say,
I'm glad that we are talking, because one of the things we don't understand is that what's a 2-bedroom house with 4 children? Now, share a bedroom. What the kids never have is a private space to learn.
That's right.
Because your kids don't have a private space to learn. When they are trying to learn. Learning is more difficult for children like that. In order to be excellent, they will have to work twice as much. Adwa opa adwama kora dodo chia me ma ha o adwa hwe ha kakra ja papa hwe ja ne hwe
Tiami, hello. Adwa ni free so kwe.
na brother sa na ya bai adwa anybody na chi sa akopim si ebe wie sa show yi amane na adwa wa mi tu hu
Until.
Oh, German clan. Oh, and I pass away mountain your kind. Okay, you are.
Worry, you sit away. I can guess what he said. I want to say, these are the things we don't think about, but these are the differences between Crawford or Momaya successful and those of us who are. I want to say, well, no, man, she never obo no. I will pass a week with into. What in Quadane it's a 2-bedroom house, it's a 1-bedroom house with room. So what try so we see idea me say now what you na me one near maybe a may yes as a metnasi see idea. Sɛ nkwara no kora nante na meti wo bi na ase a na madwe afiri de me yɛ no so wo bi home a na madwe afiri de me yɛ no so na mani ekodi wo machi me panyin no a me ya na metu ade we ka na me pese me yo no and kora was struggling to concentrate and we live in a huge place and sister wo de toto akwada ketewa ho a wo pese wo pass exam and now wo pese wo cultivate the love of learning not only a simple quiet place to learn. Enu nti onya baby ntena nsua de nti de be ya ne so be ba betena TV ne ho na oni mu nyina ahwe what TV ne ho saa what TV ne ho saa wo ma ne nya de wo school not because senka wontimi o enko betimi pa but wo ni baby obetena nsua
is this I to brampancho ye free so aba wa ma na gina so saa most of them
how
tribunal but I want to say doctor professor or no onim adusua value no and now say sometimes enye doctor professor hwan ama manson a wo free bre pro no a wo hunu say baby an abrabodi ni gina nye na opese wo try maneba epushi ko no wo be hunu say nipa pro no odini sika nyinara e de akwakoje edan baby a at least akora ne benya baby atena enu nti onya baby ma akora ne tena na akora ne enjoy ni space no a wo be hunu say adusua ye easier ama sa akora no ebia books ankwara kenkan yi wobetimi ama akwara na kenkan books ni bi wo ha a kire attitudes wo to na wo bani sua na cultivate na akwara ni was opese wo ye better na akwara ni push no okọ nanim sa ankwara type no se wo kọ adusua wo kọ through adusua aya niema ye easier ema wo sen yen no a yaye agency epese esi mansion no na yen facilitate learning excellence no meaning asem a making you too radical and amatemase
oh atu asepa hey sister amajo unsangu na shani sana sister amampa ko say
oh we said anyhow I was just enjoying ye nyina ye sua de auntie ya the big one auntie ya excellence way again I don't think so one session but
we knew you would go there, Ama.
you know me too well. Now saying never to car as I say you explore na ye nyina ye dwen ho so that ye nyina ye betimi use sessions no. And yes ye kind book ne keke. There be yes ye di nkomo ne keke. Aya me pese ye di nkomo no a ukotena se kodwen ho. Na wo di wan kasa wa bra body ye mfa to ho na wo di sa wan kasa wo ho question. Me nua mama nsine me say de me bisa me ame ho. Ama tuntum. Sister, excellence na wo ye ho adwuma sen. E ko sen. Ama kokko, wonso e ko sen excellence no. Adwo tuntum, e ko sen. Auntie ye tuntum ko sen.
It's going good pa.
Excellent.
Ya minimum be rough.
Momo bi wo ha mo wo manim sen ye mu bi de still ye da so te gota ne ho aka se ye be fra.
But and you know, starting seeing some of us are really forgotten. Na ya tana gotten ho ache.
Sister Amajo, bohobim. But that idea back your community, one thing that our society community, most people do not understand. They say when you don't know something, or if you don't know something, you can change that certain condition. You don't have to settle for that. And it don't matter how old you are. you take one day at a time, and don't force yourself or your partner to do things that they are incapable of doing. Because we do have people that they have inactive mindset. You cannot educate someone who has inactive mindset. You can speak of whatever, present proof, it don't matter. It's still not going to be here. It's not going to stay there. And you have people, they will listen. It will go here and then come out. Yes?
Sister Joa, Mr. Make sure hey. Whenever I look back in my life, I tell myself there's a lot, the mistakes I've done are just so much. And for what I said, after me realized they said they were mistaken, I wasn't paying attention.
Sister, I'm laughing at you. Sister, ya to bra. Sister, I'm a man saying, and this is I'm a joke. Sister YAA'S is bullying me here. Why am I being labeled with this tongue stuff? And that's because I like.
Adwa, focus. The focus.
I am focused.
On the one with Tonga. Come on now, embrace it.
Sister, you are who you are. There is no dodging the bullet. Take it. Tonga would no as long as you begin to fight it, yeah, the better thing.
So would you hold into the sana beka? You go say it. Into that as a wolf was sister YAA'S, right?
Oh, not 10 years for sure.
Mama don't can somewhere.
Okay, sister I'm a joke.
She's wholly sexy.
Yeah, I want to just come and say me. I told you the other part she have for me. Me pa mo chawo mo mi anto aso ne yanko.
Yeah, sister.
Me say mistakes are my I'm rewriting my mistakes and I'm telling myself, why didn't I do it then? Why didn't I thought of it? Now there is no answer to why didn't I. So meaning I'm trying to do something different. Many lady be of the Dominican Republic na ye course be. Ye start year Jumano. No, what or you're busy thinking about a condo. Time I know you're busy thinking about the condo. I was busy thinking about buying a taxi home for people to ride. Why? Because Obia Kaso Uta taxi coffee na Obi Chino the Sikanetu Bank Mawa is good. Look at the investment I did. Taxi ya menya Sikanusu Ebi Bank. Madam for no talk in the condo no. Within 5 years at that time, no turn condo, no I turn a big house. Now I am still at the rented house. I wasn't thinking of what I would do yet. I am still thinking of my kwatwasasi, my tasasi too. Still, I mean, yahu papers, me who baby and I'm so. Inti, I just a root of we've forgotten that we have to pursue in a different way rather than thinking of the ayenimna that dana because we have been planted that way. Say we have to just sit there and be doing the old ones, not thinking about the different way of it. When I started thinking of, I think Stacey Canning in Amedi Tofi and Ka AB and Nemi property owners. I can't forgive myself for that. So
Amma, you're honest expression.
And this excellence and persuasion way, if I should count on it and say that this was what I wanted to do and this was how far I wanted to go, and then Madam for no work property, sir. I hold no grudges, but it pains me, sir. I didn't follow her directions.
I want to say
the same thing.
It is the difference between springboard and where you start from. No, the earlier no,
right.
This friend of yours understood property. Maybe an ye na ne hu nipa bi enim about it. What is enkrofo ka ho asem. Say we see abrabo mu a oto dan a it will help you springboard forward. And no say information and na oye private too. Enunti na brabo no a wo boy no will start from that point. Nyame anim ni wo de wonim wo krom bre pro east no. And say ye to dan eni asase. Do you understand the thing? It's the limitations from baby a you free bano. And it's an awful lot of effort to override it. So wo free baby a kwan wa e wa chire ho saa no a, you work before you know your mistake.
That's
Then
right.
you work to try and overcome it. Then you work, but then your responsibility going forward. You know your deficit and you make sure so your kids never have that deficit.
That's right.
You know what has made your life difficult, so you spring your kids forward. You know jumping is difficult, so you give your kids a trampoline, so they have something to bounce off. Any idea as a community, a little bit more. I don't think so many of us understand springboarding. No.
That's right.
Limitations. My excellence is never going to be the same as my kids' excellence.
Most definitely.
My kids' excellence will be something else because of the excellence I have forced myself through. Baby, I'm no. In comparison to baby, I'm free by, and that is excellence.
That's right.
In circumstances. But for my kids, baby, I want almost 30 year free.
They
So
have to do better than you.
That is not excellence.
They have to do better.
And as I said, me man duru baby, and that's one of the things I want us to really explore. Also, maybe what was excellence. So that time na dream. Because what is excellent for Amabre Proge is different from what is excellent for Akwadaya.
Generation.
Obia your friend is saying mansion be excellence different from me dear. Nampo excellence no ebi wo hwa materialistic. Excellence ni bi wo hwa in your early days no oko too materialistic in pursuit of type of excellence no wopem. So obi do mo ma wo hunu say excellence no dodo no awo ha. Wo pursue excellence we are ebreduru time a wo pesa wo to dan no na ehu ihia. Say we talk on the crack through sad and meaning Sassama make and what you see here.
I'm not sure.
Usi what dream? Uya what dream where you could do baby. Now yam funny say Sister Joe, Ninu Adam for your nini time I get on the tour dino. Saturday Sister Joe acquire course of fro back whom you do me and Sabiaka. A bedroom time and Sister Joe be any course me and Sano, then he pay you 3 times a buy an idiot. It's no sana buy na to condom no kotonwa when far because you can also turn around, cash down and buy and on the spot. But that's because the what pursue excellence, valuable excellence. And no influence or sika eba in. So what that person would have done in 10 years, no, cash down one day. No,
that's true.
And no, so your excellence. What you say? The problem is it be one year any of them. Now when Gina said you now work at taxi, would you when you share which instead of the washer winning? And wanting to look back, you know, one can say you will see says and it wasn't an excellent move.
Not at all.
And what I did regret never. The excellence you with different types. I thought that who so be and my mean see die there be one see die, but why your course we are 1 year akachia a better dimension. That's excellent.
Ama.
Yes, ma'am.
Me say no. Anytime I make a Ghana sem, me mabeka tell me say, Mom, but we are here. Your grandkids are here. My son will say this. My sisters are going to get married. They'll have children. They'll be here. Why would you want to go live in Ghana? And I'm sure some namaba. The other thing for me too and say, Rebecca so can't die this and that. Yeah, me no, me see dying wa Ghana. Because me call Ghana, me wo baby ameda. It was important to me. And I know, sir, the opportunity will be there. Say, if you want to go and do investment property, fine. But what was important to me, sir, my children have to live in a good neighborhood, in a place they are not American about how I call them to me, you know, until they live in a good neighborhood. They, me who said the American said there's less tendency for them to fall into bad situations when you are living in just a baby biara. To me, you know, I feel proud. My Mecca says, okay, so I'm proud that I've invested in my children. School. It's like they can stand on their own 2 feet when the time comes. That is it for me. what I will do with myself, retirement, this, that, and there, I'm going to figure it out. Then when you're there, they are your children, you know, Tron simple there, they will give it to you, but they are not your retirement. But some people don't think that way. And then we, excuse me to say, we make these decisions and we live these miserable lives, low expectations, and then our children too. I know I've talked to people who have said that there's a lot of young people in the system that their parents brought them and maybe young kaseko school, you say, and then their life is just basa bikeke. Well, right now that they are also in their 30s or something, they are trying to figure out what they want to do, and we can't do that. That is not a good legacy.
That has
We
some
can
very valid
we
points.
can
Yeah.
use over 20 to 30,000 to ship cars back home. And we can use that same amount to put as a down payment for properties here. For our children to also have their space and have a learning mind or whatsoever,
Yes.
or for them to have value what they are, so they can also tell themselves, even when I was a baby, this is where I was, so I have to pursue further. But we don't do it. I am saying this because this has been my story. The man I got married to was rich, not really rich, but have a very good job. So the money was good. But he would rather go take things back home rather than thinking of settling here. And that was my problem. When somebody touched that topic, it brought back those pains. As much as I have my mistakes, I was still thinking, why would you be here with little children and still be thinking back home? And I've realized that this has been our mistakes, or it has been a disease, if I can put it that way. Excuse my language. It's like we are here and obviously you will cry and so you see back Ghana. Into your name say na say Ghana. And in fact, no persuasion or excellence biamba in that way. I am urging anybody at all who is listening to us today should think, say, fear. You can't look into inside the bottle with two eyes.
Amajo.
Take care of your children here. Find a place for them to stay here. Let them learn here because this is where they are. Will not go back home and do anything because the language is not the same. They can't survive. The country will swallow them.
Amajo.
We should concentrate here. Thank you,
Amajo.
Mom. I just have to let
I
it
had
out.
a big struggle. I had a big struggle in the beginning when I first came. It took me years to come to that mindset because I was so used to say, okay, I came from Ghana and this is what it was and I'm here now. And it was always like that. And it got to a point I said, enough. I'm here and let me deal with here.
Yeah. That was a smart move.
Most certainly.
That was a smart move. I would say, I'm so glad that again, within our community, we are willing to lift the lid on some of these things and we are willing to share these things with Nkrofo. Mimi say, one of the things I never compromise on, the house we live in. I don't compromise on the house we live in because I said me see so first I'm about to bronya brewebi. And near me catch them say you don't compromise on them. And any baby I would say them besides abrewa amane. So my main cancer. We neighbors no. It will influence the ones who bra. Woko baby, na say wo need the best. Then you pep wo hu nyina ye mediocre enche, you will sink to their level. You will feel like a big fish in a small pond and you would think that the pond is enough. But say woko big sea no mu na ko hu fish akese wo ha be hu say still you have growth to do. And say wo pe baby atena, always look for baby a nipa e wo hu eye progressive. But they raise the bar and they challenge you to get better. Say, what's na baby with woman? Na eno yes standard ma woman. They will want something similar or better. And that is what hit me. Woma bepe what is similar to baby a woman in here. And now what is better? Because anything below that, they can see say a retrogression. But the woman not be queen be na washim. Now when you be queen na washimwa, there is no your friend is saying worrying about trying to push beyond a certain point. First, it sounded materialistic, I've got to say. At the time I was thinking, say, abrewa be na we materialistic, say. As I have learned, I have actually seen that materialistic is just the representation. There are certain attitudes and there are certain things that get you to some material level. No? What she meant was not the guy. It wasn't just the physical edifice. No, what she means, they say you have to go through a certain process in order to be able to afford it. You will have to have certain attitude changes in order to be able to maintain it. You will have to push your boundaries to certain heights in order to be able to provide a maybe. And in fact, that is what she's actually looking to see. So, your kids should watch you push boundaries. Your kids should really watch you pursue a niema. Your kids should see you chase a niema. And Nancy many inquiry being common one can say me be back at me. I see Sabri how right she was.
Yeah.
How very right she was. Meaning, let me come to you and get some feedback. And say, I'm starting with also experience similar for Bikanya.
No, I was just going to Okanyana. I remembered some incident. It seems trite, but now I think back, there's a lot of it to it. To make us so it's important to be in a good neighborhood. And a while back, maybe this was some years ago, Menkai, but I didn't realize me call baby me buy a man to garage door. Into middle of the night. I don't know how I came to look. Because a garage in Dahoy. And I'm catching me who said, can you imagine if it was a different location and had the BCSC?
Yeah.
And I just quietly just closed it and I'm a sound echo die. Because I've been in those places, say, baby, okay, we were in an apartment in a movie called Condo area. Was that time lang Kolanusa. Condo area, now face some, neighbors be. I wasn't feeling it. I was in a movie to a house, and then we moved to another. But just say all this I hear kinds, being your man or being who they are. Some of these things also it comes at a price or at a cost because you are trying to raise a environment, So one share a same color into sometimes your children because you've moved them to live, they seem isolated they are by themselves and they have their standards that they are following. So me bag girl pen you'll be to make a change so or your Oreo cookie because school because black on the inside on the outside, white on the because and I say
What is wrong?
Anyway. To say Jamaican and I said it was hard for them to figure out that a black girl could be smart and do well in class. Well, and some of them, went through bullying and this and that. And so, and then some say, so those classmates of yours, where are they? What am I say? Uko baby now who be at said ya me say university me who 2 boys me what third year no more bar first year. Omo to me and share my name straight that. And I may say I just laugh. I was laughing all the way to the bank because me and Catherine and I'm saying, so you got to think about it because you don't know where you meet them down the line. Well, all these things are important. Like you have to even to say, like I tell the story of like it's even in this here, we show up late to functions. My girls will always show up on time to places and then they'll go, oh, why are we always the ones who have to come and wait for people? And I'm saying you don't realize it right now, but it's a good habit to have. It will serve you well. Stick with it. Intimino, I always tell myself, so what I know is what I know. Nobody is going to come and change my mind. And some of it, the habits and things too, it's not like, it's good if you come here and you focus and you learn some of these things. But if you've been taught some of them too from your fear, you're good. Because then America said, my papa, he was always on time. And in your baby, the ones who are on time, they can't who be me papa this side, and then the latecomers and my mother, they are over here. And there are some groups that I was in. Women,
latecomers.
She's with the latecomers. Uko groups be mukra. I heard I was in a women's group be. Yeah, nah, sorry. No more to make us say, hey, mommy and co na. So for my min has a mommy and co na one share ya beko na until ya ejina ho. Every time it's a source of, because you see what our people have accepted to you who
Yes.
dare to be different, no, you become a you
Yeah,
say,
you
until
get
you had
meaner.
to say you what am I say?
Mm.
Like me say we used to be on some prayer line. Oh, sorry, 5 o'clock. No, you go and lead. No, be person or sister. Obi person or sister. On name is sister. Na but obi catcher and so until you had this, say 2 weeks ahead. We prepare na yi dada. At the end of the day, no one attend be all you prepared. No mom na ye tray o sign ya ye go when you ase. But for me, my excellence is my excellence. What I know to do. Say me ye bibi na I don't do it well. Then I know say me I didn't keep my standards. And it's not some pressure I put on myself. It's just that I just believe that when you're doing anything, do it properly, do it well. And I'll stand by it. It beats trying to be mediocre. Like we castle here mediocre, your life will never change. If I was to listen to the things that people said or things that people I wouldn't write a book. Elbiano, whatever you want to do in life, no, that's what will set you apart. Ubusami, for me, no,
That's
I
right.
did it for my children. So if they see their branding, they go, oh, yeah, that is us. That's my grandma. That's my mom. You know, my kids are in their 20s, late 20s, early 20s. My son is older, but the girls, every time, oh, mom, you know, they make these comments like they are joking around with you. Oh, we're so proud of you. They're always laughing at me. Mom and her many friends on Facebook and online, like, how do you do that? I'm like, we're a community, we're building, we're trying to empower each other. So you have to, it all the mindset.
Yeah.
You can't
Auntie, I
pursue
say,
excellence if you refuse to change your mindset.
Auntie, me from Ghana, me bedu Canada. Quebec City was my first place. And me say, what am I even doing in Quebec City? And at that time, Quebec City for me is so mean.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I won't pay anything to hear about English.
Yeah.
Oh, please, can you guys? I say, oh, they come from just say the way they would do. It said your mobile year or no. Now, me started pay baby I met now. Me started shisha baby I met now. It's like baby I not a year a bit okay. I met baby I me penno. It was so hard. A hard from transportation like. They may call me chinchi that's a me share baby because I didn't want to share. My first time was baby I mean who yeah a Hona student ni negunti a Hona ebi and how bet me a rent no. Yeah, share fridge together, washroom together. And I only say how your lockers no your bedrooms no lock and shut in ni when you be a now we I didn't feel safe or comfortable at that time. Say me share with one bedroom. I have this impression in my mind. Say, be made me milk to cry to her big or be betting gum or something. That was all I was. So I refused to stay on those places. And those are the places I can afford. Also, a house in a mempe. It's me. So me struggle sa copy or can be a friend or shalabo. Na shalabo on a bus sleep for every 1 hour. Me,
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
bicycling and I'm not driving. And now a horse on a pet into a horse on a jay. The fact that I can afford it, so I have to be cycling to the grocery shop. Now, because the weather was so good, I was thinking so the weather will be there forever. That commissary and that's no I home matter say there's no I family. What am I going to do?
Oh my. Take a cab for groceries.
Yeah, those were the challenges. But if I look around that area, say me, a black girl, single, living in that area, I'm going to me say, you are black. What are you even doing in Charlotte? That was the question I was being asked.
Look
And
at
then I
that.
finally said, now me so me to Charlotte then.
Thank you.
You
But that was
see, so
interesting. Oh, very
exactly. So
interesting.
even though it was
Was
challenging,
settling, yes.
I think I kind of had the only credit to my name. So, the only girl who was able to live in that Charlotte. You see, before I move out of that area, and it kind of gave me that stronghold. Say I can live at every corner, and
Yeah.
I can survive.
Yeah.
I'm a you
You
know your
see.
problem anyway. Yes, yes, I was not excellence. No, you get a problem. Meaning, some more markers more who is hard deal with that. Doing excellence and never be a nubi or wabrabum, they don't get along.
No.
Oh yes.
Or pocket any with taste. They never get along.
Sister Ama.
It makes it
She's
hard.
on fire. And somebody kind of consider
When you begin to strive, when you begin, and only
Yeah.
and then the kasa and man now one kasa would da one adwa. What the tuto obra who bisa who say, are you pushing the boundaries? Are you striving towards it? So for excellence, and yema mienu way they will never get along. You could never be one. They will bet me at on a wompe.
Open the
They will open.
Yeah.
Today, yes, we innovate, and it is that on comfort zone. No, and when we are creative, and when we are innovative, and when we boundaries. No, and when we winning, and when we sisan niema, and niema will be accepted. One kasa winning the ope, winning sa we bottom so you know what you need to go and do in order to make sure that we bottom and sa the corona open, they will meet halfway at some point. You will get them. To work.
Yeah.
So what wunyam hunu say wo bottle any with taste almost start air conflict here naturally say wunyam push you to say boundary point
level.
what's a comfort zone. So what's a comfort zone mu dia your pockets and your taste, they get along, they are best friends. Who say what is naturally say wunyam push boundaries yet. What expectations in starting year, aspirations no in but on the aspirations, there is no discomfort into growth, minimal. But so starting boundaries, no, yes, Auntie.
That is why some parents do not see or will not see a need to pay for extra tutoring or whatever for their children. That's one of the ultimates here, yeah. So just something that came into my mind as you were talking, but please carry on.
But on anyway, no one time you're fine. Who could you school be when you school fees nature? Well, when him says school in any quadano, a bebwam, but as school no, the fees no, a bit to crum, our bottom, and good night, darling.
No crass.
It's so could Nasa school no, Nasa what check school fees no. Now who said just you creative kakran and what to me to ya. No one who says our time we will push boundaries because our school and yeah, no quite a work room and other schools no schools need to where no go to me fine. But that willingness to extend, when say you are looking to push beyond.
But this time I want to say you move your our mind is so limited because as we see back a honumuntino, a one yes, ye per se ye back or send ye bay who say a or no sika would and means meet me to be. Meanwhile, no wouldn't you say a new man quay. Loans. I mean, to say, like when you look at certain situation instances now, a lot of people are preventing themselves from achieving excellence because of their daily decisions. So, I mean, when you enter a hearing, your community mu, any society mu say, and you say me dear. Na me neighbors any me now for any me busiafo bi hu se me suma ye
comparison competition
big this time I don't know
na asem no one and yet the purpose no a wo dey ye no me nka se kokko mia wo ho se be ya amajo bebo wapa so there be asem we internal ehu ihia se wonya audience ehu ihia sante ya beka hwe kirew one ka se wutiri mo no as I say in your private moment, we will say conflict, not necessarily because we will show off, but one person will push it. Then you when say, well, you are doing it for the right reasons. And I say, I'm a back school. I'm a back school. No, ebi a make say school no me pay me ba wo. No, I say, auntie Anna na ebi wo ho a me pay me ba wo ho. Me pay me ba wo baby fufuru bi. Say be ya ye be conquer new territory. What I say? Auntie ya baby will new school be me you good. Wes say me so me back up baby fufuro. I hope you good. Now crofo hunu ebi before in different good places, so that people will start respecting us a little bit more than they currently do. And yes, I should show anymore. Keeping up with the Joneses, no. Now, in one casa wokukum, we show a brabo. Now we show the one casa would taste in your private moments, no. na uhunu se saa de no ene wo boto wo nya yonkofo a eno na indicate saa de no to you, not because say wo ye de akire obi.
Oh, but we live in an illusional world. Illusions, like, you know, because we don't, I mean, it all goes back to the self everything. So some of us, you know, we don't take care of ourselves, but we want to take care of other people. Some of us, you know, we don't have self-love, but we want to love other people. Some of us, we don't have self-discipline, but we seeking for others to have self-discipline. So it's like it's like a continual thing. It's like a chain reaction. Things we cannot provide, you know, we expecting other people to give it to us. How do you expect someone to give you something that you yourself do not even carry? You know, and it's self with ourselves, because I mean, I'm grateful for my parents, because my parents, they raised all my siblings, my brothers and sisters. We all, like, what my baby sister has been able to accomplish. I am so proud of her, and I'll continue to push her whenever she has a need to climb up higher, because that's my baby sister. When she's successful, it should also pave way for me. It don't matter if she's the youngest, but if she's someone who has discovered something that's going to build all of us up, you know, why should I even do anything to to pull her down? And a lot of Ghanaian families, they don't have love for themselves enough to love their own family, right? And like the relationship that my parents, myself, and my brothers and sisters have, you know, I just love it, because I can call my baby sister. The first time my baby sister called me on my shit, the first thing I said as a Ghanaian woman would be like, "You're going to talk to your big sister like that?" She was like, "Hell yeah, because what you're doing is wrong." She called me she held me accountable for something that I did. I knew I was wrong, but I wanted her on my corner, and she was like, "Sis, you know, I love you very much, but this was wrong." And that, you know, I was like so goddamn proud of her. I was like, well, you know, sis, thank you for putting me straight, because with some people, they know you wrong, they still support you and enable you, and for you to redirect
That's
me.
the problem in our society, Ajo, a big one.
And accepting.
I
You
appreciate it and I
accepted your
love you.
mistakes.
Yes, I did.
Most of us
Yes,
don't.
I did.
Definitely.
I see it.
Again, let's throw another bomb. So na ya wo se pia obi kofom ansa na wa feel tintin na kire se wo ya akwatia.
No correct.
You have a problem.
Who is auntie ya wo ye mami dogo. Menye ehu hia se omia obi apampam ansa na wa ye nipa tintin, because oyo nipa tintin.
No correct. No
Ye me say
correct.
se me hyemoku no. Na me try se me auntie ya tintin be ye pe. Na me twa na me tumi nuru ba bi auntie ya tintin wo no obo se ma be gina hanam kasa ba oba so anye tintin sa na anye.
Yeah.
Lose
talk.
I am trying really hard to get there, but Drew the man. Say, but yeah, me ma auntie ya in feel, because I feel inadequate. Remember, say my try Drew baby auntie ya wono, but me
yeah.
It is say, but yeah, me aye na me feel inadequate. Na ese say me bre auntie ya ase. Na auntie ya fere into na manu abu ni mu.
No correct.
And so me shemoku. Me na me shemoku. Me mum na me ka kire obi so ba so wa nye tintin sa na nye de. Oba de ba nye sa nkwase atintin we. Oba dogo moro na be ware. Odi asem. We aso ba asem ma. Yehu ade kura eye. And again, this is a test. If you ever find yourself having to pull other people down in order to feel adequate, and also there is a problem.
Isn't that majority of our people?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving you a yardstick. Go and
you come for your baby program. It's like I just
if you some question, you know, when we are busy sleeping, our own heads should start asking us questions. Auntie, yeah, have you had to tear somebody down to feel better? Auntie, yeah, there's a problem. Ama say konkonsa no anu akodi ye no a gugu ate ya hu fi ansa na wo ho to we hu say ye baye say adwe afna yi akoka na asem kire ni kuni na nka mfaso ne say we hu say mfaso bi ani so this
No correct.
asem ya wo ka kire afna yi a na wo ka na ye wo sere no nyame anim na esere wodwen hu wi abo se na nhye da nye sere sa it is not funny.
Where they
Most definitely.
know when some like catch her say.
Wow, when I bun some no.
Ne bro sama ko na ya wa di ho ho.
Where they know when some catch her me say no bun some.
Wow, when I bun some
No,
no.
but and sometimes it's to say to say and that's what down to sometimes they talk about certain things they self-care you move a brain making sure say we certify our needs before you certify somebody's needs. You need to certify your needs. I remember 2 years ago, I used to talk about oh my gosh, I need to, start living healthy, healthy eating and stuff like that. And then I was like, I don't even know how to keep up with my cardio and also blood pressure and all sorts of things, because I used to be anemic before Juice Plus, right? And I'll be walking, I will sit down for quite some times, and if I get up too quick now, I will feel dizzy. Everything will be blurry. I have to lean on the wall for some time. And Kay used to be so worried for me, and he'd be like, "Did you eat? Did you do this?" And I have to take iron here and there. It was just too much for me, and it was a lot. So my baby sister on last 2 years Christmas, which I called them because I had an accident, motor vehicle accident. So I didn't have financially, I was trying to manage my finances. And I called all the family members and I told them, said that year, nobody is getting any present from me, no gift card, nothing, because if I have to do that, then I'm going to struggle financially. And they all understand. So I'm sitting down, minding myself. Of course, our children has to get something because they kids, Christmas is for kids. So I'm here, and a day before Christmas, a package came, and it has my name on it, and I was like, "What is this? Who is this from?" And my baby sister and her husband, they got me a cross chain, a really silver cross chain. I have done programs that I have worn it multiple times because I love that chain. And she also got me, I'm watching the soccer game, so you guys excuse me if you see it. She also got me this watch, right? Now this watch, when I put on, it monitor my heart rate, my all the steps that I take, every single thing. So if the battery is low, I have to charge it and stuff. When I sleep, everything. And my baby sister bought it for me. And I asked her how much it costs. She was like, "That's not important. I just want you to be safe and be healthy." So the fact that, we had a certain conversation, she thought of my need. I didn't ask her for it, but she did that for me. And, I cherish this. And every time I put it on, she just comes to mind. And it reminds me how much my baby sister really cares for me and she loves me. And that love itself is enough for me to also love myself, because if someone shows some affection, genuine love, you have to learn to love yourself and accept the person that you are. And also do things, to do better wherever you are, because each day we have to make sure we learn something new, to really build ourselves up. We're not perfect. We can never be perfect, but we can do things to make ourselves be excellent, and it's a whole lot, right? It takes one person to motivate you. Me, when I do program and you guys come on now, you make me too happy, because my hair will be I wish invincibly, my head will be getting bigger and bigger. Cocoa rough. So, and that's what it is. I'm keeping good company within my circle, and that's what built us up. Because Sister Yatobra, you know, your excellence can motivate me to do something. The same thing with Sister Amamansin, the same thing with Sister Amajo, and then Adofonomun so Pastor Sister YAA'S, me call Pastor YAA'S because now I have me. Now Sister Sage Munina, like omo make a productive contribution, you know. Pastor Patience, because sometimes no obia some kitwe bi or de beto hono e betimi ama idea bi na build you up further. But to say most of us don't want to learn. We like to blame other people for our failure. We like to blame other. I mean, obia yemu bebre ye outbringing or living with parents, living with some people with their own parents, some people with family members and family friends, you know. Your outbringing was not healthy. But what are you doing as an adult? Hey, Sister Nana, yeah. Outbringing, but say now you have your willpower. No? What are you doing to change that certain condition? Don't settle for less. We are all capable of doing things. We have unique abilities. What are you doing with your unique ability? Are you just going to, don't settle with common sense. Basic, don't settle with that. Grow up. You cannot excellent yourself with common sense. I'm sorry. And me na say na me kanu nyansa na some so sister.
Also, you've hit another point again. Excellence, you know. The funny thing is, it's also determined by the people around you.
That's right.
What is normalized will be normal to you after a while.
That's right.
If normal is mediocrity, it will suck you in.
That's
you
right.
will also begin to see it as normal. If excellence is the norm around you, you will also find yourself rising to the task almost automatically.
Yes.
I'll tell you a story. Me school I'm a koye no. A school na ye ma yempie nkoye nsem na nkrofo koye ni bia because St. Roses. St. Roses na nkrofo siri ye de bia say ye nkoko poultry nkoko. But there was something funny about poultry nkoko no ane ye no. So we kona won nam nkoko bu num na akona nkofo aka ni nya papa obo so won ye bi. Eti me say me wo hoyi na me kra me serious student me obi a me pe meals and boons kan. But there were many days. Oh yes, prep
that was my book.
Meals and boons, me sure say meals and boons are children before the year 2000 be anyone na me kan. Like Barbara Cartland be any we see and no so
Barbara Cartland. Hey, Amma, you read the same books I read.
Yes. We abrewaba. It's the same books. I read the books. I'm Papa Shia and a girl, not or church the name I loved reading one love notes or books or more exchanging and things like that. But me call school no. Na me nye obia me pese me tina prep na me di baba because that is not who I am. But mimpo there are days be wo ha na me desk mate no otimi di baba sa no body tiri nyina nti esa me te ho me kan me meals and boon no me kura me kan no kura aya me feel bad. Nti wo ha wo kan book no ye ne textbook no no choro niema no ana fe me da ne me hune me hu de wo ye na me so makai se me so yetua me school fees na fe ma me ne papa ho ye me mo tu be hu se obi anka hwe ankyere me so manka hwe ankyere obi a. Thank you. Good night, love. Me so manka hwe
I love kissy.
Me so manka hwe ankyere obi a but me te ho na me hwe se de nkofo aka no omo ho no ma statistics de abo se me kora ma 2 meals and boons no. I'm there to her. Now my family textbook. That means to me work bi. So we go schools bi one. Baby ankrofo no wo ho ni nyina edi mu asem no a. So me say me copy one of those places baby anka edi mu asem no a. Enkasa ani wo no a mani wu ya me fa me textbook nka it will never happen. Eto dem pa ya na me penkomo adi o. Maka Jenny eni a wo de be hye me no. Enkwasi asem no wo mani so san kura na se dia afena ne bedane na ni di ahye me no me hu ne se dia sister ahwe me abo se me asoma chia me ho boko na me so headphones abanka me di hye ma so na anti ya beautiful headphones be my eti ya me na ma chia esa me mani hu ne se mani e wo ni ma chia beti ko se dia ma no
Wow.
What I'm trying to say is that the atmosphere influences what you do. So there are schools, BTSS, that's the results, but that you pull grades. Now, everybody, almost everybody pulls the grades.
That's right.
It wasn't because of magic. Yeah, was that school. No. It was just an attitude that rubbed off on even the most deviant characters.
That's right.
You may be you will look so odd because nobody else will join you.
Sister, I'm Pacho Jimmy, if I come bro fumuni NTA word, no.
A friend is gamification.
Gmailization.
But when they say Jimmy, a little bit of a colloquial English, a friend of foolery.
That's right.
Foolery is the most entertaining word to me. Obi say, I can't tolerate the foolery of it. That was the word Jimmy Bros.
That is how Obi can now Obi in Tiasia. I mean, it is a word Jimmy and where Jimmy.
The foolery of it, but I say gamification or baby be what and kaya gamification, we will say other deviant elements. Best so.
That's right.
Encourage you. Now if you would Jimmy more. But baby I make a school you we are quite abonne starting quite abonne the same one. Will be any who know.
Of course.
Yes, I will yon when your audience no one.
Ube Jai.
And I make an me started to me Jimmy me who Jenny no me.
This brought my mind back to something I've been thinking. On say among the young Ghanaians, hardly do we identify the comic. I had to identify comic between Jimmy and the comic. And you obia comic, obia funny. You bunny panisa where Jimmy. He tells say you should any comedians in Ghana these days.
Yeah.
Because
You don't have a sense of humor.
Because you have a sense entertainment.
We take ourselves too seriously.
Okay. Yeah, hardly can we differentiate funny from foolishness or whatever.
Foolery. A comedy word, someone your sister. When you are angry, you don't have a sense of humor. Oh, do what? That dear, my dear, but I would have a comedian.
Oh no, there be not to say because I have cry when I be the eight person to be Sister Nana, I have missed you, pal. Good to see you.
Present, madam. Oh, aqua, me dofo. I would say, as if we make you didn't come away. Again, sometimes people will get back in my inbox and they were like, hey, you need your water bombs. I can see a pa. Me ba anti platform you have had your bomb na me better. Because I see a total bombs nibi. A tea with tea one casa wuhunu with inwa. We did to Yaswa next time. I bet you what dear back one
No correct.
Platform is not supposed to be baby I ever placate each other on the back. Wallow in mediocrity because we are looking to strive for excellence. We need to tell ourselves the bitter truth. As a same for shine our wedding. They are not really defining you, they are only reflecting who you are back to you so you know.
Yeah, the truth hurts.
It really does. It really does. And I do maybe our shows we are Saturdays and when we do this thing. Me now. Imagine the whole night going
you browsing in your mind. Hey, Charlie.
and I do excellence. And we are why excellence. Boundaries ni baby you push your boundaries to a certain point. And I had a big meeting. Now, when I had that meeting, and they told me, say, hey, you're so skilled. Say, you're borderline. Your pa, you bet me a jaw. I'm a wako. What the viva no, you be how viva. And I say, we can push it back today. Let you go back and fix and come back. Me catch you say and shemia me because maybe what we remember say me. I may share a lot of experience in having to redo things and having to rewrite things. Obia catch you say a borderline really ordinarily I know you and we know say one casa the of what you do no. one kasa ye jama wokokra in a few months. One kasa you'll be disappointed in the fact ye jama and koye.
Is it Anna? This
Yes,
I consider that once a walk. Hey, it be more terms of power. Many
personification of stupidity. Personification of stupidity and okrepa. But you know, these guys, almost a free rano, they've really made me think about the concept of excellence. And it's very interesting. Say, Auntie, yeah, you brought it to think. These guys who have
right.
never, up until Enra. But also because it's a woman no who back in as assessors, they went back and they really dug me out.
Wow.
They really found out about me. They really worked out and yeah, to be honest, and rano say obi bisa me say yeah man nko ye nya ne saa me hwe obra ewo na me hwe adwuma ewo me to go back and redig and rejig and come back no it's a waste of time to go and write another 10,000 words and come back just to make and make me who say I will not be able to recycle what I did before.
No
My problem. Also, they will go and edit and bring back what they edited. Me,
That's right.
I will have to start from the very first word. Until I am going to rewrite the 10,000. I'm going to rejig and rechange a lot of things.
Wow.
But then I don't know when I was disappointed. Yeah, me drew baby na me bisa me who say, "Hey, yama." It's asemi ankrofo kai say nkomu ja wo ma wo yeah. Could you have also taken it through? And I said, would you have redone it? And ran I don't know. It came to me. Said me and Kasakra, I would not tolerate borderline. It could be borderline and you can say, okay, and yes, she Fanessa, Cornesa, it will haunt me. It will haunt me for a long time. And because they had worked out the facts, it's that type of a unibe hauntimino. They just said to me, go and fix. Konekoya the chrono what would says oh yeah. Nefabra. When it is perfect, we can all move forward. Sometimes hope excellence inconvenience, baby. And also so you name some more experience with it. I mean, this is my latest experience. And I can't believe that 24 hours later, I'm even sat here telling you, and I'm almost grateful to those men. And right I hated them. Hey, I expected some better to me because me, I mean, the kind of research I made. The elements are I went in expecting a battle and they gave me a battle. It's not just even because of university procedures. We have worked out and we know that one kasa said it will haunt you and it will make it less convincing when you do the final viva. And to go fix it before you come. Inconvenience a woman, a dorsal power, but what per excellence and so you will have to be prepared to redo certain things and to inconvenience yourself and to suffer sometimes to get it. Sister Mawubu Trinko, have you got any experience of it?
Oh, I wouldn't sit here and say no. But 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 what I'll say is Auntie Auntie is saying we should excellence and the pursuit of it. So, and inside the book, sorry about that. And inside the book, she said we shouldn't stay at where we are. We should move forward. You will. I will end. So this is my last response.
Hey,
It's not. it's not. It's not easy pursuing excellence. It's never easy pursuing anything. But with a lot of baby steps, as I always say, once we keep making move with the baby steps, gradually we will learn to walk. We should stop. I mean, we should stop referring to the back. I've made a lot of examples in a lot of mistakes that came along with it. But since we now have platforms and uh, we are here talking, so others could hear. How I wish there was platform and how others would be saying things like this for me to hear. There may be a lot of mistakes I wouldn't have made.
Yeah.
Let's take what is being shared, do our own research around ourselves, our soul research, our own self-love around it, and see the way forward. Let's try it. It's not easy, but one way or the other, we've get there because we've all accepted it that nothing is easy in this life. I mean, the word easy is not even easy for me. So let's try, and we will pursue, and maybe hopefully we can succeed. Thank you very much. I need to
Thank you.
go now. So
Thank you.
I
Thank you
love
so
you
much,
all.
Amadio.
Other
See you
one,
tomorrow.
Love you.
Tomorrow night.
other one. Pastor Yaba, Pastor P. Much love. We just tempt to Abaku.
Au revoir.
All the love.
French.
I love hiding behind the avatar
Qu'est-ce que tu dis?
What's what kasem? Because your primary school na your cover French teacher be by. It's French teacher no. So on say they need to justify their jobs. Enti I my your phrases na you practice. You need the chere. Ba could be what by or say qu'est-ce que tu dis? J'ai dit oui monsieur, j'écoute. Oui monsieur, j'écoute. And what baby some qu'est-ce que tu dis no. No, because bisa ba ko say qu'est-ce que tu dis or say na die. No, besides, and then I was and topic here with you, but me say, and I mean that and I would like other people to reflect on it as well because per se, yeah, excellent. You know, it requires a little bit of thought. I liked Amma the parting words. I do want to wrap up for me, and at the end was here. And what would you like us to think about going forward?
Oh, my dear Neoma Bebre, they say in order for you to pursue excellence, you have to start with yourself. You start with your self-care, yourself, everything, and also just pushing yourself for best. Always pushing yourself because we all have unique abilities. We are capable of doing things, but many of us have settled for less and we allow other people to take our power away. Don't focus on what other people think of you and say about you, because you know what? You carry something so unique that they're lacking of. So they're trying to bring you down and have you like, it's part of distraction. Someone saying things, to distract you. So don't allow yourself to be distracted. Always stay focused. And do your best no matter what the circumstances. And when things does not go the way that you want it to be, just stop, pause, reassess, deprogram, reprogram, apply what will benefit you to learn, to grow and change. So don't allow other people to just keep you where you are. So that's what I want to say. And, everything is about self. Do self everything. Self-assessment. If you are married in a relationship, before you go into self to assess your relationship and marriage, you have to start with yourself, self-assessment first. So I'm big on self, everything.
I like that. Thank you. Everything is from in outwards.
Thank you for.
Thank you. Mwah. See you tomorrow night, eh?
I know, like tomorrow night, they come with my hair news. Actually, I'm going to leave my hair out a little bit, Sister Amma.
Hey.
This is my real hair. I'm trying to go natural, but before I get this off, I have to grow it. I know, right? Oh, like Google, like this is crazy.
But say Adjoa, you said self, and I love it. Until you book in your one trunk, what have you? Actually, as one could say book because the things I read and the inferences we make, I am a man so kind no almost so chileme almost one viewpoints. And sometimes when you listen to Kwarani viewpoints, then Kwarani chechen woma dwen edisi niema bi so. Excellence, me the bema woma kind no almost watch them de womo dwen.
Most
one nani a dwen ye
Bye guys, one love.
Bye. See you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kind book no I drew me Barbara and kind drew baby and catch him say, it's amazing, say auntie actually book and he always wonders say, baby the conversation the corner. One casa watch the book, and with him same for the conversation between me because points nana.
Debbie. No. It's when you write you are writing from a certain standpoint but when other people read it and they bring their perspective and then it goes to the different thing, it's good to get all these new perspectives, new insights. It's been very interesting.
You know what he said? He said she's very brave to allow all these crazy people to bring your own dimensions to her book.
I catch on. They say, yeah, bravery. And they say because this woman, she doesn't care. The Andrews, just say when you come to a point that you're not so inhibited by what people are
No,
saying. Oh, are they
no.
now your way? Oh, are they hey now way how you crap? No,
Yeah.
because there are people who need to hear the story. If you didn't hear some of it, why don't you give others the benefit of learning, so that they don't make the errors that you may have made?
Thank you. Thank you on many Abrant's behalf for writing the book in particular. Nancy, no, so kind be. Thank you for writing it. I am
Oh,
so
thank
excited.
you.
I cannot wait to see the new one, which is actually, your friends say, woman-centered. You know.
The beauty of a woman's heart.
Oh yes, the book review is amazing. It's amazing. Say Antia wrote the book, and she's facilitating the conversations we are having. More
Thank you,
was
Sheila.
our program. No, I do encourage Munina to go and buy the book, so that you also have the book to read. Now, one when our perspectives, we only base any kind of 3 paragraphs of it, and we've had almost 3 hours of a conversation around 3 paragraphs that you read here. So imagine when you were reading the whole book with a group of friends. I think it's a book. It says, "Aware for mokai boom." What kind would you be and would be so kuno so you know also kind when you're free mo. Nentias anything. Wobetimi de saa excellency e de your family goal setting. Wobetimi de mu nyina watena table ho. Na obia define it excellence so that as a collective group no mu behunu de obia adwen ko. It's a conversation starter. That's what the book is. The book ni be definitely read along. What kind that's a one who's perspective be a yam pick on the show no please. Wobetimi de asende ante ya. Wobetimi de asende me personally. And better what you call reflections for a thirsty soul no. Auntie page so that we will respond and we will take that on board. What kind BB from the book and you would like us to discuss it, by all means suggest text am kind. It would be nice to start getting feedback from one amongst mato book ni be more kind. You discuss it. You will bring your wine for the next session.
I do any. Oh, better wine as you know, be a no my mouth.
Auntie, I'm wrapping it up my and then the summer for us.
So we've been talking about excellence and the pursuit of it. Yeah. And it means that you, the individual, you have to look at yourself. Are you happy with where you are at? Sometimes things are not so much as far as out of reach as you might think. You might think that, oh, but Ajo Odo can do that. Oh, Pastor P is doing that. Amma is doing that. Auntie, I can't do it. No. I never thought I would or could write a book. It's just I was pushed. I'm not pushed. I was encouraged to. I was going through some stuff, and I had this gift sitting dormant. Many years ago, I think in the early 2000s, I was a Toastmaster, and I used to write. Yeah, I used to write a lot of interesting things, and so my sister, who comes after me, I'm the first one, she's the second, and she had said, "Sister, yeah, these things that you are writing, why don't you bring it to Ghana and let us publish it?" And procrastination, imagine cohort, I didn't bother, right? And then I did what I could in Toastmasters and I left. So just these few years ago, I was bringing it up to my son because he's the one who had encouraged me. And I said, what would I have written about at that time? That because I was only doing Toastmasters until it hadn't hit me to stretch my mind beyond the speeches that I was writing. And my son said, well, the thing is right now you are stronger in your faith. So because I do faith-based writing, a lot of it is based on the Bible or my own experiences. And he said, well, you know a lot more, you are more mature in your faith, so you have more to write about. So then I just started posting blogs and this and that. And I was content to stay there. I have a schoolmate in New Jersey, and one time she comes on one of my lives because I used to take short passages of scripture and do live videos and, talk. And she wrote, "So when are you writing the book?" And when the book came out, I think I wrote something to her that when she asked me that question, I panicked. I'm like, what is she talking about? But after a while, I got to a point I had to look into it. I mean, to make a long story short, what I'm trying to say is sometimes you think something is out of reach, but you have to push yourself to get there. And if you don't have ambition or you don't have any drive, like you are in life right now, what is your impact? Nobody knows when they are going to die. If you die tomorrow, what will be said about and of you? Ask yourself that question. What mark did you leave? Look, I've been in many situations. Like when I go into situations, me and the until that you're talking, but I've threatened many people. I don't know why. Because there's something in you that people are afraid for it to come out. So they always try to put you in a box and push you down. And I refuse to. And I mean, I'm thinking that in those places that I've been, if they had opened their eyes and just been a little reasonable and said, hey, maybe look at this person, maybe they could do this or they could do that, or even help you on your way, it would have been good. But then sometimes you need to get out. Like Ajua said, you go to this corner, it's not working. You go to that corner, it's not working. You go all four corners. I said, I have to get out. And so in getting out, I didn't even think I'll be sitting on lives talking to people.
Well, here we are.
Yes. So the possibilities, like all this, that somebody might come there and think that, oh, I'm some expert or we are, I mean, and it's not to put anybody down, it's just speaking that, but you can, anything, it's a conversation. And people are so afraid to even talk. Look at your camera, so say, like maybe to that, and maybe that person, that's their gift. They want to be able to speak. And yet that fear is holding them back. And of course, to the culture adds that, oh, you're bar. Being a woman, like we're in 2020, and when you say it, people think it's a strange thing, but women are still being put in boxes. And if you don't get yourself out, you will not go anywhere. So for me, I'm saying, like, this is me. I know that, like, I have a way with words. I thought, what do I do with this? But when I gave myself that challenge and I said, hey, let me do this, now it's easier. Yeah, the second one is there. It's come. I haven't started it. I don't know where to start, but it will get done. Like so one challenge, when you overcome one challenge, go, I can do this and I can do the next. So encourage yourself and push. Like being mediocre is not going to help you. You're wasting your life. Your passion, whatever it is, find it and do it. Find it and do it. We are too afraid, especially here in Ghana, for Africans, we're too afraid of challenges, of what people will think. People think you are too much. Yeah, keep thinking that. I'm going. I'm on a different journey. I'm not on your journey. So I'm still going. And you can sit and talk as much as you want or do whatever. At the end of the day, I'm walking my walk. You walk yours.
We have different paths. I like that, Antia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I hope those of you who ended up on this broadcast would at least leave pensive. If you leave thoughtful, if you leave pensive, then our job is done today. Antia, we will continue reading. I think there's definitely more to get out of this text because we are.
So we'll come back next time to this one.
We'll come back to the same one more time before we move on. So let's have your feedback. Tell us what you think. It's been much longer than I intended, but that's because I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too.
Yes. So that will be November 8th then.
November the 8th. Yeah.
And we're on tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night is on again on the page.
A Woman's Heart, Real Talk at 6 p.m.
Okay. I will share it when I wake up. It will be in the morning, my end. So I will share it when I wake up. But go follow the page anyway, so you have updates from the page. There are two.
I just want to see. I don't remember what the topic was. I'm just trying to find it so that it will pique people's interest to come. And what did we
put it out from
the topic tomorrow? We are discussing honoring yourself as a woman. It's in 3 parts. It's self, relationships, and there's another part, but tomorrow we're doing the relationships because it's a big piece. So we're going to discuss it, Yeah. Honoring yourself. there are things that stop us from honoring ourselves. It could be what we are telling ourselves, what our family members are telling us, and what our relationships too are telling us. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow, 6 p.m. Yes.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much, Amma. Thank you, ladies Ajua and Ya Russell and Ajua Odo, and Pastor P, Kosia Dakwa, Pastor YAA'S, Nana Abna, Miss Sage. Who have I missed? Anybody that I've missed?
Yaba.
Thank you so much. Yaba, yes, I mentioned Yaba, yeah. Thank you. God bless you. Oh, Scholastica, thank you.
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you, Amma. Yes. So, bye. Take care.